We're live right now on YouTube and TikTok. Oh, I don't see you on the TikTok. I think your TikTok might have closed, BZ. But we are live on the Tube, TikTok, and all of these good things. So if you guys are here, what's happening? Drop a 1 in the chat if you are excited to watch Fantastic Four: The First Steps this week. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're not, and drop a 3 in the chat if you're just happy to be here. Okay, because we want to know what's handing with y'all. All right, I see my boy Derpy in the chat already. What's up with it, Derp? I hope you having a good one today, my guy.
What up,
I hope
Dirk?
you
What up,
definitely
Dirk?
vibing. My guy said, "Yo, I have news. Sensei, my glorious king." Yo. Sensei, guess what? If everything goes well, I'll be ordering a PS5 Pro Friday. Type hype in the chat if you're hyped for your boy. Hey, that's lit, bro. I'm happy you getting that PS5, bro. Especially ahead of GTA 6. That Glorious King is wild. I'm not gonna lie, bro. But you know what I mean. Other than that, we vibing, we chilling, and I think we gonna have a good time today. I think we're gonna have a good time, yo. Last week we was talking about Superman. BZ even mentioned it, yo. Last week was crazy. These last 2 weeks have been crazy with just it's all been about Superman, really. But right now we're taking a good shift into everything Fantastic Four, brother, and I am so hyped for that. I ain't gonna lie. Are you back in here, Bees, for
Yeah. I just threw the request in. There we go. Don't
okay,
worry.
bet. All right, there
There
we
we go.
go. All right, so if y'all on TikTok, then you guys should hear me and BZ talking. If you on the tube, you see us both as well. So best of both worlds wherever you at. And I think we just went live on YouTube Shorts as well to get it all the way crickling and crackling, yo. So make sure y'all are tuned in uh, wherever you can be tuned in at. Okay. We out here locked in and ready to rock. Yo, what's up with it, Tristan? How you doing? My guy said I'm excited for F4. My guy Kiwi tuning in on YouTube Shorts. Let me bring that chat up here real quick. So I can get your messages in here. What's up with it, Kiwi? How you doing, bro? I hope you're having a good one, bro. For real, for real. I already know you about to buy all the stuff that you can for Fantastic Four, my guy. For real, for real. I already know, bro. You about to spend 10 bands on that. Hey, if you guys are tuning in, if you guys are just now tuning in, locked in with us, and you haven't already, make sure you drop a like on the stream because it helps out tremendously around here. No matter if you're on the talk or on the tube, make sure y'all spamming that like button to let us know that you locked in with us. Okay, okay. We're gonna be talking with chat a lot today. I think y'all be mad at us when we don't talk to y'all, and me and BZ just be going back and forth. Y'all get a little angry and be like, "All right, bro, we got it here." So we're gonna be talking to y'all a little bit more today. So I'm not gonna try to interrupt BZ too much if he's talking, but we will interact with y'all more and more. So definitely jump in the chat and let us know how you feeling for show. Again, the question right now is drop all of your thoughts, theories, and questions about Fantastic Four: The First Steps that is going to be dropping this week. Okay, we are going to be having. I think this is. I'm not gonna lie. I think this movie is about to be insane, BZ. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Woo! Yes, bro. Yes, man. I think where Superman was like it was a fun time, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think Fantastic Four is gonna be one of those. It's gonna feel like an epic film, and
Oh,
maybe not so much of the fun, but more so of the like let's get to it type thing. You know what I mean?
no,
So
I agree with you. I don't think we're gonna have a
easy,
fun time at all. Honestly, I don't think we're
bro.
gonna.
Because
I think we're gonna be having fun, and then it's
no
all gonna be
there's
ripped
no
from us. You know what I mean? Like that shit is gonna be ripped away from us, brother. Uh, I'm still so hyped that we haven't seen like anything for Galactus. I mean, most of you guys in chat, you guys know me. I'm done watching anything they put out for the Fantastic Four until the movie. I'm not watching another trailer, another clip, another it's Sunday every Sunday at 7. I don't give a shit what they dropping, bro. I ain't watching it. You feel me? I ain't watching it. But I'm so excited to go into this IMAX and see Galactus, bro. Like, oh my goodness. We have yet to see him in all of his Galactus goodness.
facts. And Galactus and IMAX, bro. That's insane. That's
Brother,
insane. Think
I'm
about the
so hyped.
detail that's in his gear, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna see that on an IMAX screen.
Yo,
That's
for real.
insane.
Yo, I see you guys up
Insane.
popping in chat right now. Okay, what's up with the KL? What's
Yeah.
up with the Justo? What's up with the Tristan? What's up with the Mari Sue? Mari Sue, what's up, girl? How you
Right,
doing?
so.
Yo, let me know. Are y'all one in the chat if y'all are gonna see Fantastic Four this week? Two in the chat if you're not seeing Fantastic Four this week. Me and Beezy definitely seeing it. I'm definitely
Oh
going to
yeah.
be getting the Galactus head. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%, I'm getting that because I need it, brother. I need it as soon as possible. You know what I mean? Like I need that shit
Oh
ASAP.
yeah.
No Rocky, bruh.
Oh,
I didn't even know we had it until today when my wife showed me. She was like, "Oh, look, they just posted that we got the Galactus helmet popcorn bucket or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, bruh. I need that fast." So I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, let's read some chat. Let's read some chat, and then we'll get into some more chatting as well. Kiwi said something unfortunate happened to me though. I had a massive double ear infection and lost most of my hearing. Oh shit! I just see double me. What's going on? What happened? Oh, I think Beezy left. Beezy. There we go. I saw double me, and I was there. We go. We good. We back. We back.
yeah, I got this
Um,
thing.
we back. Uh, Bro said I had a double ear infection and lost most of my hearing. I can hear you very clearly though. Damn, Kiwi. Yo, big blessings to you, bruh. And we definitely sending out all of our prayers and blessings to you and your fam in this time, my guy. I
Mhm.
hope you're doing all right, bro. Massive double ear infection sounds absolutely brutal. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Definitely
Bro.
sorry to hear that, bro. Prayers going up, you feel me, to you, my guy. Definitely hope you're doing well. Or you, damn, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. For real, for real. Um, Kiwi also said, "I hope we can see just a little bit of Doom's origin in this movie. Maybe the body swap with him and Tony. So I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be a big thing that's gonna happen. Not only not in this movie, but period. I don't think they're gonna be doing any of that, right? When we initially heard the news, we were looking at every comic we could to try to like piece together how Doom could look like Tony, and that gave us a lot of different comics to reference in that, right? You know what I mean? Whether it's infamous Iron Man or I can't think of what the other comic is called, but it's kind of a what if scenario in a way. And you know,
Mhm.
in those rights, we were able to kind of piece some other stuff together. But as we have been continuing down the line, we've realized that you know there is not going to be any of those shenanigans going on at all as far as it goes with as far as it goes with this movie. You good, bro? You good over there, my guy?
Yeah, we straight. We straight. We straight.
All right, bet. Um, but yeah, we you know we found out that there's not gonna be we're not going through those motions basically for lack of better words. Like it's good. This is going to be a variant of not Tony Stark. This is a variant of Doctor Doom. Like this is Victor Von Doom that just looks like Tony Stark, and he will be playing on that. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna find out that he looks like that in this other universe. He looks like this other person that people know and care about, and he's gonna use that to his ability. In a lot of ways, this is not only going to be Doomsday and Secret Wars for the future, but it's also like our multiversal Civil War. And that's what a lot of people aren't thinking about. So we're going to be having that Civil War aspect in the same way that we did with Captain America's movie, but this point of view is going to be from Doom. It's going to be Doom Civil War, not not Cap Civil War. You know what I'm saying? So don't expect anything of Doom time like or Doom and Tony actually being the same person. No, it's just that Doctor Doom looks like Iron Man, and he's going to use that
Right.
to his benefit.
All right. And there's not gonna be any setup, like you said. They're not even gonna waste time with that
Mm-mm,
because honestly, the movie's not even about that, right? So we're
at
just gonna
all.
hop on and we're just gonna hop straight into it, right? We're not even gonna go into any how anything got to here. We just start out with F4 as F4 beloved
Mm-hmm.
superstars, basically. And then as you see, shit goes left. That's how we keep shit from going further left and try to bring it back right, and then we figure out how we end up in the whole multiverse side of things. So
Yeah.
there's really no time for like
Mm-mm.
a Doom proper introduction or anything like that, right? They probably won't even mention it as we go forward. Right?
Yeah,
It's like
this
Doom's here.
this
That's what it is.
variation of them don't even have a Doctor Doom. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
they're just their
Exactly.
own
Exactly.
thing. There is no Victor
Boom,
that
here
was
he
in their
is.
life.
Shit. Right. So that's it.
Which might
That's it.
actually lead to the reason why they are so different as well from all the other iterations that we've seen. Because if you think about it,
Yep.
every iteration that we've seen of the Fantastic Four, live action and in comics, well, not comics, but I mean any iteration of media outside of the comics that we've seen, there's not usually a Doctor. I mean, there is a Doctor Doom there almost all the time. Like, there's always a Doctor Doom if there is
Yeah.
a Fantastic Four. Even when there's not a Fantastic Four, they'll still try to pull Doom in. You know what I mean? Like they'll still have Doom be there. Even in what X-Men '97, right? We don't see the Fantastic Four once in there, but we do see Doctor Doom as part of this big plot that's going on with the all that shit. So there, this is going to be the first time in live action as well that we see a proper Fantastic Four and Galactus, but they're not going to have a Doctor Doom. So that alone is a really big contingency point, not just for the Fantastic Four, but I think for the rest of the multiverse and just the story overall. Because
Exactly.
one of like the prime theories that I've been having, I've been speaking it for a while, BZ, is that
Yep. Yep.
this like, bro, when Kang was doing his Kang shenanigans, he made sure that there was not heroes together in the universe. If there are mutants, there's no Avengers. If there are Avengers, there's no mutants. If there's the Fantastic Four, there's literally no one else around at all. So it's going to be interesting to see what even this Doctor Doom is like. We might not even have a Fantastic Four that centers around Victor Von Doom and Doomsday at all. Like, his universe might just be his for controlling.
See, to take that even further, to let you know that we're not even messing with Doom in this particular on this particular Earth. Rather,
Mm-hmm.
is I mean, think about it. We've set Doom up as the big bag for the multiverse.
Yeah.
We're not even. You're thinking too small if you're thinking he's just going to deal with F4. He's not even worried about these people right now. You see what I'm saying?
Honestly, he don't give a shit
You
about
see
the
what I'm saying? He
Fantastic
ain't even
Four.
worried
Yeah.
about them four over there. We got a whole multiverse that we got to do something about
Mm-hmm.
because it had gotten kind of out of whack and out of check, right?
Yeah.
So he has his own missions and things he wants to do, and it involves the multiverse. He ain't worried about Johnny, Sue, Ben, and Reed over here. He ain't worried about them. Franklin maybe, but like the other dudes,
For
nah, he
sure.
ain't worried
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's just not going. I don't think. I would like to see that though. I would like to see that that is in fact the truth, right? Outside of Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine talking about the Avengers existing in his universe, because he does say, he's like, "Fuck the Avengers,"
Mhm.
and that's the only canon reference that we have live action
Yeah.
of them existing together at any point. Uh, I don't know if the Avengers exist in whatever universe that Monica ends up in. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's been confirmed that the universe that Monica ends up in is different from the actual Deadpool and Wolverine universe. We don't know what that universe number is. That's not Earth
Exactly.
616 for lack of better words, or whatever the other numbers is. I have a whole list of all of those that we can go over in shortly,
No,
but
you're right. You're right. You're right. It is different, and we're going to see how all of that comes together by way of incursions and all of that. So we'll see how all of
mm-hmm.
those things fit together. But yeah, she's definitely on a different Earth. Wolverine and Deadpool's on their own Earth. We got our 616 over here.
Yeah.
We got 838 over there that we saw Multiverse of Madness, and then we got a bunch of other ones that we don't know anything about yet. We don't know the number of Fantastic
Yeah,
Fours. You know what I'm saying?
that's very
So
true.
we got a lot. So we have a lot when we speak on incursions and things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. There's a lot to go on. There's a lot to go through. So,
Yeah.
like I said, y'all, Doom ain't worried about them four, man.
Mm-mm. For real.
He's
And we're
well
gonna bring
good.
it back to the Fantastic Four as well. I am really, there is just so much. I mean, we also recently found out that they've cut some things out that we haven't seen in this movie as well. I can't think of the actor's name, but they basically cut out
Malkovich,
all this.
Malkovich.
Yeah, yeah, Malkovich. They cut out all of his stuff, which is kind of expected because I think we only saw him in a teaser around San Diego
Mhm.
Comic-Con, and then we have not
Yeah.
seen him in another trailer since then at all. So it makes a lot of sense that they cut him out. Even just watching these trailers, it seems like they are going to be doing a lot. Some of those first reactions have come out around this movie, and people have been saying like, "Yo, this is Interstellar. This is The Martian. This is way closer to that than anything else." And I think that is also wrapped in this being not adjacent to the 616 universe, the sacred timeline,
Exactly.
which I just found out today. Not everyone knows that about this movie. I was talking to my wife, and she was like, "Yo, this movie isn't in the sacred timeline." And I was like, "No, what? What do you mean? No,
Mm-mm.
this isn't." And she
Mm-mm.
was like, "What?"
Mm-mm.
So this is. I was like, "How do you not know this? What do you What do you mean? Like this is one of the biggest things surrounding this movie is that it's not in this universe." She's like, "I had no idea." And then she texts my boy,
Yeah.
my boy's girlfriend, Battery, his girl, and was like, "Did
Yeah.
you know that this movie isn't in the MCU?" And she was like, "What? I had no idea." And I was like, "Bro,
Uh-huh.
how do you guys not know
It's
this?"
a lot of it's even like just looking online, there's a lot of people that don't know that this isn't, main universe canon.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
kind of weird because they haven't hidden that. It's not like they've been dancing around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Matt
Like they
Shockman has
know,
come
they
out
let
and
you
said
know
it
what's going on
multiple
here.
times. Yeah.
And even for those who watch the Thunderbolts, like even in the post credit scene, it
Mm-hmm.
says interdimensional energy or
Breach or
rift or
something.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Breach, there it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you see F4 ship. So like they
Yeah.
tell you straight up
Yeah.
from a different dimension, we got some shit coming. And it's the
Which is
F4 rocket ship. So
yeah.
I mean literally confirming
I'm
confirming
definitely gonna have to
in
make a
in
video
the
on that.
words itself. In the words itself. Interdimensional. So come on, guys.
No, that's
So there's a
facts.
lot of
That's
people that don't
facts.
know. It is baffling. It is baffling a little bit.
Let's see what's popping in chat. Got the Galactus popcorn bucket? Justo says, bro. I'm getting that, Justo. I'm telling you, bro. I'm getting that. Tristan said that Kevin saying "Brand New Day" is street level makes me so happy. Yeah, they've done a lot of ping ponging with this project for Brand New Day. Initially, it was supposed to be street level, then it was supposed to be multiversal, then they went back to street level, and then they also said that this was going to be like we saw Tom Holland come out praising the script. That script got rewritten and changed into something different, and then it got rewrote again after that to be
Again.
grounded again. So we are
Yeah.
going to get grounded, but it's still going to be a little bit multiverse, but not as much multiverse as we thought it was going to be. And that is one of the
Right.
reasons why they also pushed back Doomsday.
Yeah.
So now we get Spider-Man first. So
Yeah.
Spider-Man is actually the first project that we get after F4 when initially it was going to be Doomsday. F4 was going to go into
Yeah.
Doomsday, but now F4 goes into Spider-Man, which will possibly go into Doomsday, or it'll be like our
Mhm.
Ant-Man or Captain Marvel-esque movie for this specific big event. You know what I mean?
All of those are true. All of those are true.
Yeah,
All of
yeah,
those are true. That's a very good
yeah.
breakdown. That's a very good breakdown. All of those are true.
It could
Delivered
go
all of those
either
things.
way.
Yeah, it's all of those things in one. So that was a really good breakdown.
Your boy Sensei is about to glaze beyond like no other. All the films. This got nothing on the films. Glaze soul by Sensei. Here we go, Derp, bro. What are you even talking about, my
uh,
boy? Bruh, my guy said I am not happy for Fantastic Four because it's not DC. All hail James Gunn. Marisu
yeah,
said, I want to see Fantastic Four, but will I understand it if I haven't watched the first three? Nah, you're full of cap. Come on, get out of here with your
that's
shenanigans,
funny.
Marisu.
That's funny.
Get out of here with your shenanigans. Terrell said, I'm
That's
officially
funny.
watching Fantastic Four this Friday with my brother and sis-in-law. Ooh, W. Galactus head. Pause. Come on, DJ. What? Come on, bro. Yo, that's diabolical, bro. Um, Jelani says Marvel Studios ruined the Fantastic Four ending, showing Fantastic Four ship in Thunderbolts ending. We know what is going to happen to their world. Now, look, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. We
Yeah, let's
did,
jump in. Let's
in
jump in.
fact, see the Fantastic Four ship at the end of Thunderbolts for the post-credit scene. Spoiler warning: if you haven't seen the movie, that's your fault. So, but the thing that I've been saying very heavily about this scene is that the ship that we see is a completely different ship from any of the ones that we actually see in the Fantastic Four trailer. Could they have more than one ship? Yes, they could. That there's no reason why that could be out of the realm of possibility. But bruh, come on, son. I mean, it's very possible that whatever is going on, either that's not all of the Fantastic Four in that ship that enters into the 616 sacred timeline, because that is very possible. That could be just half of the team and not even the whole team. Or it could be the whole team and it's a different team entirely. But we don't know exactly.
Right. So to add to the speculation, we would call it. With that, so yeah, and I'm with that. I'm with both of those. It could be that. It could be a different team altogether. It may not even be the F4. They're just somebody that got the F4 ship, right?
That's true.
Just a little bit of information there. There were two different VFX teams that were on this particular scene. So it could have been like, you know what I mean? So it could have been just
because that scene was directed by the Russo bros and not by Matt Shotgun. So that's 100%.
Right. So,
yeah.
So it's a different VFX team. So it could have been just a mishap there. But all of those things are possible. Everything that's been mentioned here. It could be 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah.
We don't know. So it's kind of a reach to say. I mean, it doesn't tell you anything other than we're crossing barriers.
Yeah. For real.
The barrier between worlds is thin enough for people to cross, and we are at the stage of incursions. That's all it confirms. That's all it confirms. It tell you what's going on in Fantastic Four. It doesn't tell you anything else other than we're crossing barriers, okay?
Truth.
We don't know what caused them to get here. We don't know if it's related to Galactus. There's a pretty good chance, but we don't know that for sure, right? We don't know. And all we've seen is just the Thunderbolts pick up on it. Who knows who else has seen it?
Very true.
We don't have any information.
We have zero information, and a lot of the information that we do have, it just doesn't sync up. It doesn't line up completely. So like we just finished mentioning, you know, there was a completely different team that worked on that post-credit scene, and if I'm not mistaken, that same team is working on the post-credit scene for Doomsday though. So we will see a lot more cohesion even within those the post-credit scenes themselves. They will tell us a lot about what's going to be going on, most likely in Doomsday. And then we're going to have Spider-Man Brand New Day almost acting as like an Age of Ultron, but I don't want to say that. But it's going to kind of be like how that movie was. You know, it's like right there before all the big shit starts happening. But it doesn't really, it doesn't really coincide with all the things that's going on around it. And then the post-credit scene for that will still also probably be crazy. DJ said we ain't seeing Doom in this film.
That's fact. No, but for real, like, because there's no need. There's no need.
Literally zero.
Everything we're dealing with is literally just F4 is trying to save their universe. Doom ain't dealing with that. And like to the John Malkovich thing, honestly, like you said, it was a teaser that we saw, man. The footage of him wasn't significant, really.
We just saw bro looking crazy with a long ass beard or something like that, right?
He was like part of like an early montage that they had, like some of their early villains, because he is a classic villain. Was a classic villain. I think Red Ghost.
Yeah.
You know, they're not dealing with them no more. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's kind of I want to encourage the reading of the tie-in comic that goes with this movie, because they kind of go on almost like a little montage of like the villains that they faced. Some we've seen in like some of the footage, some of the promo footage, like in the Little Caesars commercial, Giganto or whatever. He's in the book. You know, they just kind of talk about, you know, how they've taken on different villains and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think it's one of those situations like we're like, oh yeah, we used to fight this guy, and he kind of stuck around for a little bit. It was just like being nosy or something. I don't think it was anything significant.
Yeah, exactly. Facts. A lot of comments, yo. Y'all booming today. All right, let's see.
Yeah, chat jumping.
If y'all want me to 100% read your comment, drop a super chat. But if not, then I'm gonna just kind of have to skip some at some times because y'all are booming, and I
Oh,
don't want
y'all
to get
going
caught
crazy.
up in
Keep
the
doing though. Keep
past
doing.
right now. But yeah,
We love it.
keep booming, keep booming. We gonna read as many comments as we can. Mari Sue says in the trailer when Reed says I don't know, how big a deal is that? That doesn't seem like a thing he would admit. See, this is the thing. They are the Fantastic Four in this universe. Even though it's nothing like Superman, they are the epitome like Superman in this universe, and that's the only way that you can say it singularly. So, as big a deal as it was in the Superman movie, if you guys watched it, of him like losing or any of that stuff going on with him, that is how big of a deal it is here. But it's also
Yes.
them not lying about anything at all because they have this presence as well. So even though they're
Yep.
like, I don't know, it's because they know that the public loves them, one, and they rely on them, two, and they
Mhm.
do want to save them and do as much as they can. And I think that's going to be a big contingency point between um Reed and Sue, to be completely honest. I think it's going to be a big issue between Reed and Sue in this movie because we've already kind of seen them. I don't want to say that we've seen them go at odds with each other, but in the trailer when we first see Silver Surfer come in and she's like, are you guys the protector of this world? And they're like, yeah, we are and Sue Storm, she's the one that speaks up and says, yeah, we are the protectors of this world. And then we see Reed look at her crazy, like, what the fuck? Like, why did you even say something, right? Like, I think there's gonna be a lot of those moments of them clashing with each other where Reed is like, yo, F this planet and everyone on it. We need to save our family that we have. And Sue is like, no, we are the protectors of this world and we need to try to save everyone that we can. And I think that's going to be kind of the point of them kind of butting heads because in this story, Sue Storm is the leader of the team, for the lack of better words. Like, she is the lead in this movie. So, I think that's where a lot of that stuff is going to come in, Marius. How do you feel about it, Bees?
Big facts. Big facts. Like you said, and that's a very good comparison comparing basically them to the Superman of this earth
Yeah.
because like it seems like on this particular earth it's just the Fantastic Four. There's no
Yeah,
other
no one
people.
else exists at all.
Right? There's nobody there. Nobody there. So like they answer all the threats. They answer all the questions. That
hmm
was a press conference he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's addressing the public
Yeah.
with this stuff and asking him questions. He's answering them honestly. So that transparency between them and the people is like you said, that's super important. So him saying I don't know is a very big deal because what you mean you don't know? We
Yeah.
need you. You put a buffer. So if the buffer is telling you we don't know if we can buffer this one, dog, that's gonna be a big problem. So yeah. That's huge. That's huge.
and
That's
and
huge.
they have like an entire seal and all this shit dedicated to them from all the times that they have protected the world. And it seems like this is going to be kind of cartoony, but also not cartoony at all. And cartoony in the fact of probably most of the shit that they've battled has been in New York, right? It's not like I don't think they're going all around the world and fighting all these different things. All of the people are coming to them because they are the heroes, right? It's like we're gonna go try to get the big bat. We're gonna get the biggest heroes and knock them down. Very similar to what Vision's entire statement was in Civil War. Like just our
Mhm.
existence alone invites conflict because we are the protectors, so that itself invites other people to want to try and not protect us, right? And that is what we basically hear Reed Richards say as well, is I
Yep.
called to the cosmos and that shit answered back. I did not, I will, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I let them know that we were here, and they was like, all right, here we come. And I didn't know that's what was going to happen. And that's the same thing that Iron Man did, right? He announced
Oh yep.
himself to the
Yep.
world, and then that caused more conflict after that. But in this state, Reed Richards is announcing himself to the entire universe, maybe even the multiverse. That might even be where it goes into, is like, yo, not only did you beckon Galactus from this universe, but you also beckoned bigger threats from other multiverses as well.
Exactly. Exactly. See, and this is why we do what we do right here on this channel, because we give you that next level of thinking. Okay, when
Yeah.
Sensei just said was where I was gonna go. Listen, y'all, we taking you to the next level of things. All right, so like I said at the top, thinking too small. We gotta go big. All right, yes, it's about the F4, but it's bigger than the F4, especially with Reed reaching out. Think of Thor: The Dark World when Doctor Slavik, whatever his name was talking about different realms, and it didn't mean much to us then, right?
Mm.
But now, this is everything he was telling us about. In that one scene where he drew the diagram out and he had all the different realms and what it meant, how it could be totally different dimensions, and it's even bigger than what we thought it was. That is where we are with Reed. Those two moments are very identical here. Very identical. We're just going to see it
Mm.
play out quicker from F4 than we did from Thor.
Real quick, hey, thank you for the gift over there on TikTok. I appreciate it. Yo,
Ooh.
shout out to Anyi. Thank you for the gift. Yo, hope you're having a good
Going,
day.
keep it going, y'all.
I,
Keep it
I
going.
agree though. I agree, BZ. You spitting. You spitting.
Cooking
You
out here, baby.
spitting,
We
bro.
cooking out here
No,
in the
you
kitchen.
spitting, bro. That's real, bro.
Good
You
plate.
really spitting because it
Good plate, man.
yeah, nah, bro, you really spitting. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you spitting with that one, bro. For real, for real. I like that. I like that. Anyi said, I see you got my brother Beezy in here. Ooh, okay, okay. This your boy. This your boy Anyi Malik. Beezy. Okay, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he
You
be in the
see him?
Discord. He's in the Afro Saiyan group too. He's in the Afro Saiyan group too.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Cool,
Yeah, yeah,
cool,
yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Hey, I
You gotta get with
appreciate
him
it.
on TikTok, man. You gotta get with him on TikTok. Man. He's a comedian. He's literally a comedian. He's hilarious, man.
Oh, okay. Bet. I'm gonna tap in with you, brother. I'm gonna tap in
Yeah,
with you.
for sure.
I just saw Marisu say something, and I wanna talk about that for a quick second. Right here, right here, right here. What if they beat Galactus and that's the problem? Yo, okay, okay, okay,
For real.
okay,
For real. Go ahead. Go ahead. Cook.
okay.
Cook. Go ahead.
Yo,
Go ahead.
cook. Go ahead, cook, cook.
Okay.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's your turn. It's your turn.
That's a big deal. What Marisu, listen, y'all. Marisu just like we said, the upper echelon of thought process here.
Yeah.
That comment right there from Marisu. What y'all need to understand, what Galactus is, he is a cosmic element that is necessary. He's not just some villain
Mm,
that's just doing shit. No. He's part of the balance of the universe.
yeah.
If Galactus doesn't exist, the universe falls into chaos. So, if
Mm,
Fantastic Four were to beat Galactus and stop him from consuming the worlds that he's supposed to be consuming, that is cataclysmic. All right, and that is a problem not
mm.
just for F4 universe, but for the entire multiverse. Period. And that's even bigger than Thanos snapping half the fucking universe away. That's 20 times bigger than that. So
Mm.
Mari Sue, you, my girl. Okay.
So, what if the reason why it's such a big deal of Galactus trying to consume Earth depends on in the MCU in the 616 cosmic universe? Because the way that I see it, again, just a real quick recap on things is this Fantastic Four movie does not exist within the 616 continuity, but it does feel like outside of Earth itself, I feel like all of the cosmic things are basically the same for all of these
Mm-hmm.
universes. And that's one of the
Yes,
reasons
sir.
why in the 838 universe, there was still Infinity Stones. Thanos still equipped them. So that means there's still the Eternals. There's still Celestials. There's still, you know what I mean? All of that is
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
constant across all the universes. So maybe Galactus's consumption of Earth has to do with the stopping of the celestial in Earth actually being born.
Mm.
Because that might be a really big contingency point for everything. Because even in the trailer,
You got a
when we
point.
see
You're
the
right.
ship flying away from Earth, and then it's like imploding or whatever, it looks
Yeah.
very similar to what we see in Eternals. If the celestial is actually hatched from the
Yeah.
planet, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's like,
That's fact.
what if they do beat Galactus, but then it just causes the Celestial to be born anyway? So everything is doomed regardless. It's like, it doesn't matter if you won, bruh, because you still lost. Because
It's one of those
you
fixed points in the timeline, right? The
Ex-
nexus point, right?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. So they're screwed either way,
Yeah,
basically.
you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So you gonna have to escape.
You gotta go. You gotta go. Sorry,
You
guys.
gotta
There's no
go.
reason for y'all. Yeah.
For real,
So,
for real. All right, I gotta
shit,
take a
man.
leak real quick, Beezy. So I'm gonna leave it to you. I'm gonna leave it to you for.
Bet.
So go ahead,
I'll
talk
go to the
talk to
chat.
chat, bring it up.
Yeah,
Holler back.
yeah. Post credit scene sucks. Ah, Dark Nine. What? Why did they suck, man? Why did they suck? Talk to me. Why you think they suck, bro? Because the ones in the past, some of them didn't pan out. Some of them don't equate to anything. Some of them we still haven't got resolutions to. So I get you in that regard. But just in speaking on, if we're just talking since we're this F4 this week. So since we're talking F4, the one related would be the one in Thunderbolts, right? So all we got was the ship showing up, in which we explained. All that really told you is that people are crossing over from interdimension. So we now have a way to get from Earth A to Earth B to Earth C if we have the technology to do so, which leads to how we start battling these incursions, right? Earth coming to our Earth, we're able to get to that Earth, destroy it, get back to our Earth, save our Earth. That's how incursions, that's how they battle the incursions in the comics. So, I mean, if we're talking just in general post credit scenes, I mean, sure, but give me a little bit more specifics there. People are already complaining about Galactus being as tall as your average building when he's walking through NYC, knowing that he can change his size at will. That's a perfect comment. People don't know that though, Terrell. People don't know that. Yes, Galactus can change his size at will, and I think you'll be able to see that in the movie because I mean we're talking about a world eater.
Very true.
He's a world eater. So yes, he can change his size and just walk through the city of New York like it's nothing with the big Tim's on. You know?
Facts. Because when we see when we see the F4 in one of those trailers, and then they're just standing there, and then they start seeing Galactus move, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit! Oh my god! What the fuck, yo!" And then they just start booking it. That I cannot wait to see that scene, bro. Because
Yeah.
literally,
And the
how else do
trailers,
you react to that? How do you
the
react to
trailers
something
have
so big?
done
I just can't even.
yes,
I
the
can't even
trailers have
fathom,
done
bro.
such an amazing job of hiding the full
Mm.
reveal of Galactus that you don't get a proper scale on the size of Galactus. So in that regard, I
Ooh.
understand people saying he should be
Ooh,
bigger
no,
or
you're
they're
cooking.
hiding it because they're purposely hiding that shit. They're
Yeah.
purposely hiding. We've only seen like the very first trailer was just him peeking through the window, right? And you
Yeah,
see the
that was the
sky.
very first thing.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
freaking scary too.
Yeah.
That was scary as
And
shit.
then we saw
But
him scale to Liberty, the Statue of
yes,
Liberty, and it was
that's
like
what yes,
clearly he was clearly towering over that shit alone.
towering
So it's
over
like,
it, right?
oh, buddy, yeah.
Yeah. Then you see the Big Tim walking through the city, right? So like you don't even
The Big
get
Tim.
you don't even get a gauge on the size he is because
Yeah,
as you said, he's changed his size in each time they've shown him, and they haven't
yeah.
shown him in any kind of capacity for you to really gather it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and like they see him. I know you didn't see the teaser, so I won't give it up. But they look at him again in the teaser, and you
Oh.
still can't see how big he is. He's like sitting down.
Oh.
He's sitting down. You can't even tell that. That's his
Damn.
house.
Damn. Oh yeah, they're cooking.
It's the silhouette. And it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. So like, when you get online and you talk to these people, tell them, hey, yo, the trailer has been basically crossing you over, dog. They're not telling you how big Galactus really is in its own purpose.
Yeah.
This is it's like the first trailer in like forever where they didn't fully reveal the biggest
Oh
thing that
yeah,
we're
the
supposed to
big
be
thing.
watching for,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's
Right? Where
very
like
true.
The first Captain America trailer gave us Red Hulk immediately, right? We
Immediately.
saw that shit from the get go. The marketing was Red Hulk
Yeah, it had Red Hulk everywhere, bro. Like one of the
everywhere.
things was him grabbing the
Everywhere.
shield. You know what I
He's
mean?
grabbing the
Literally his
shield. He's
hand.
gonna
I was
put a
like, come on,
popcorn
son.
bucket.
Like,
He's gonna popcorn bucket. So like, I mean, let me go all the way back to Civil War. They show Spider-Man in the fucking trailer. You know what I mean? It
yeah,
was like
true,
trailer 3
true.
still. You
Yeah.
know, we can go back to Batman versus Superman where they show Wonder Woman. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like
yeah, yeah. They don't save
for the
those big
longest you can
things.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
they keep giving up like the 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 climax, basically. They keep
Yeah,
giving that
yeah.
part up in the trailers, and they're doing a good job of not doing that.
I agree. I hella
That's I
agree.
gotta give them credit on that one. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. This is
It
fantastic.
is.
This is great.
It is fantastic. I agree so much. Let's see. Let's see. Uh let's see, because I know there's a lot of comments. I want to pick one random
Yeah,
one.
I
Let's
was getting a
go.
couple of them. I was getting a couple of them. They cooking. They in the comments being nice.
Maverick
We love it,
says
y'all.
Phase 4.5 of the MCU is game of cameos.
Hey,
Hey, you ain't
that's
lying.
a
There's a
good
lot of
one.
cameos.
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
there's a shit ton of cameos for
That's a
sure.
fucking good
I
one,
dig
bro.
what you're saying. Uh, the only MCU movies to make more than 900 million post Endgame were all cameo fests. Yeah,
It's true.
essentially, yeah. But I mean, I
It's
think
true.
that's what I think in a way that's really what the audience wanted without coming out right and saying it. After 20 years, essentially, of like just straight storytelling canonically of building a
Yeah,
universe and lore and worlds and not really connecting to anything outside of that. I'm not opposed to the cameo fest that we've been getting. I actually
yeah, and it
appreciate the
works.
cameo fest a little bit more
Right,
because we
right.
haven't been having a cameo fest by any means. Like we don't get to see any characters the way that we want to see them. And honestly, we probably never will because the all of these live action things are not adapting comics. They're just being inspired by the comics. So
Exactly.
anytime we get
Exactly.
to see these little cameo moments of things that actually hint to what actually happened in the comic or is just a cameo of something else that we used to know, I think it holds a lot of weight because that's what we're here for in the first place, essentially, right? Like like we came here because of those moments. So to
Yeah, like I
capitalize
want
on
to see
those
that. I
moments,
want to
I
see
don't
the
think that's
sequel.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
see, and it plays perfectly into where we are now.
Yeah.
It plays perfectly into where we are now and what where we're going with Secret
Yes.
Wars, and it's literally variant versus variant versus variant, Earth versus Earth versus Earth. There's a
Yeah.
reason for it, right? There's a method to the madness, and the fact that the money being made off those films is a reflection of people wanting to see that. Because think about it, like you said, for like the last 20 some odd years, we've gotten the same 5 6 people just
Yeah.
straight up, right? Just straight up. And we start branching off a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, this could be cool. We start
Yeah.
seeing some folk that we haven't seen before. Start getting words of people coming back. Got one guy who played another guy coming back as that other guy. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
they can play around with this kind of stuff now. I mean, why did people want to go see Deadpool and Wolverine? A, yes, Deadpool. B, yes, Wolverine. But like
hmm
again, Wolverine.
Yep.
Wolverine. He's not even the motherfucker's dead, y'all. He was dead. The
Yeah.
last time we saw Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, he was dying on a pike.
Dead ass
And now
though.
you make a movie with Wolverine.
Yeah.
You see, and that movie did how many? 1.1 billion. You see?
Yeah. Facts. Yeah. And
So yeah,
and
the
that's
money is
something
kind
that
of flowing.
and
Going to
to
where they
be
want to go.
honest, I mean, what the hell else should they use that for? Like, it's Secret Wars, bro. If I understand a lot of people have an issue with them not like building up to Secret Wars, but it's like they didn't build up to Secret Wars in the same way that the comics did. They literally have been building up to Secret Wars, but in the reference of the live action movies, bro. Like this is
Yes.
not the comics. So in the comics, yes, it's all about Reed and Doom and all of these other things, but guess what? We don't have that in any movie ever. Like the relationship between Reed and Doom never, ever, ever gets explored. like ever, bro. It's not like whether it's the first one or the second one, that shit does not get explored in the live action sense. He's there, he wants his woman, he's bitter, and then he dies. Like there's literally nothing else past that in the live action sense, bro. And so it's like we can't have that be the story that's here because it's never happened, right? It works differently in comics because the stories that have been in comics built up that universe in a different way. But this universe is built up in a completely different way from that. So live action Secret Wars is going to be similar, but nothing like comic book Secret Wars. Like
right, because
comic book Secret Wars is only for toys. Like that shit was made for toys, so niggas could sell extra Spider-Man toys.
It was made for merch. Yeah. But like you said, like we can't get that. Right? It's just not. They're not doing a real adaptation of the comics. They're doing an inspiration of the comics. Like, there's a difference, y'all. There's a difference, right? So they're just taking elements of stories and then creating other stories using that element. It's not the exact storyline. It's just all right. This storyline says these two characters kind of go at it. So they'll get those two characters and kind of do stuff that comes from that storyline, but it's not the storyline. They will change shit left and right and all. Like the Civil War. Civil War is probably the biggest and greatest example of an inspiration versus adaptation.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing about the Civil War storyline was the death of Captain America. That was the biggest thing coming out of that. That was basically, it wasn't basically, he was assassinated.
Yeah.
By Sharon Carter.
Yep.
Not totally her fault. But that's where we were with it. We got none of that shit in the Civil War movie.
Not an ounce.
None of that shit, right? nothing even closely related. Zero inclinations of the death of Captain America. Zero. We got nothing close to it. So they took elements, right? Like Giant Man, like Ant-Man growing into Giant Man, right?
Yeah.
Like that was a moment. That was a moment in Civil War. We got moments, right? The Cap versus Iron Man fight. Moments, right? Literally, you could put that up against the panel on the comic screen, on the comic book, and it's perfect. We got moments. We didn't get that full-on storyline. We just got those moments.
Exactly. And that's how it's always, I think that's what it's going to be. Like those moments are true Easter eggs, right? Like those are true Easter eggs, bro. It's like, and that is what comic books are in the realm of the MCU, right? It's like, oh, these are Easter eggs, but it's also almost like a mini canon event in a way, if you want to look at it like that. It's like no matter what, this is still going to happen to this character in some way, but it's not going to be the exact thing that you see. You know what I mean? Like they will always lose someone, but it won't always be Uncle Ben. You know what I mean? A Spider-Man will always lose somebody, but it's not always gonna be an Uncle Ben, bro. So that's just, I think that's a beautiful way to put everything together, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So
they kind of have to for the sake of time in a movie. There's only so much you can do in a 2-hour frame. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going over 2 hours for a movie. Like you know what I mean? You gotta do enough to keep the audience engaged. We going over the 2.5 hour mark. We're doing a bit much, right? So there's only so much you can do and keep the story going while also not being complete fanfare, right? So we gotta. There's a balance. There's only so much you can do there. So people gotta understand that too.
Tristan said, "Oh, we're gonna read a couple more comics, then we'll comments, and then we'll go on to the Kevin Feige article." Okay, I would like to see them bring back Miles Teller, but he's playing the Maker this time. That would be sick. Yeah, that is a big fan cast that we've seen quite a bit here on the channel. Is people want Miles Teller as the Maker, and I think that would be dope, bro.
That's a good one. They actually he was in the running for Johnny Storm. So he's got a little in with Marvel a little bit. So
yeah,
it's not too far out of the possibility. And we're talking variants
at all.
And the Maker is literally a variant of Reed Richards. Hey.
For real. And the one thing that we haven't seen outside of Deadpool is variants working together. right? Like the Deadpool Corps or whatever the fuck they were called, they worked together to fight against Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously, but that was shenanigan nonsense, tomfoolery poppycock. But we're talking about like in a real sense, we haven't seen, those we haven't seen variants really working together. And I think that's a big thing that I think even I saw someone else say that in the comments was they would love to see the Council of Reeds. The Council of Reeds is something that would be lovely to see, bro.
Council of Reeds, Council of Red, aka Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eye out. Those are major things, right? Those are major things,
Yeah.
especially for this saga. Especially for this saga. So
True.
anybody's mentioning him, everybody mentioning the Council of Reeds, Council of Red, you guys are on to something.
Yeah.
Right?
Something else that I also think is very interesting, like very interesting, and I've been trying to figure out why they did this since it happened. But when they announced Tony Stark as Doctor Doom, there was like 100 Dooms on stage at the time.
Oh yeah.
I've been kind of like I think there's either that's either doing like the whole Kang thing with Doom or just showing that there can only be one Doom. And that's,
So
they even said that. And the thing is like, there could be no one else that could play this role of our Doctor Doom other than him. And that kind of, I think it brings it all together in a way.
so with that, I think it's that and then some, right? So
Okay.
like you said, there was only one man for the job.
Yeah.
And they actually kind of talk about it a little bit in the article that we're gonna look at. But
Oh, I didn't
there's
know
only
that.
one man for
Okay.
the job, right? Yeah, he talks about like when he actually started to tell him about this shit. This was obviously was a plan for from the get from a long time. But
Okay.
yes, there's
I'll
one
tee
man for
that
the
up.
job. Sure. But also, like you said, there was a bunch of dooms on stage. Now again, twofold. One, doombots, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I dig that.
Two variants, right? We're talking multiverse. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
all this different shit. So it's kind of playing into it all. Like, yes, doombots, but also not saying there's going to be, at least not on this side of it, a more than one doom. But we cross the threshold of Secret Wars. RDJ ain't going to be here for another 10 years, y'all. Think about it.
Mm.
Think about it. They started this universe with him. He's here to end it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we go into the new one. We transition into the new one. Doom is one of those, what do we say, constants, right? There's going to be
Yeah.
a Doom. There's going to be a Doom going forward because there's going to be a Fantastic Four going forward. And at some point, they do cross. They will cross. It's not going to be here, but in the future, on the other side of Secret Wars, yes, they will cross paths. Yes, there will be that beef, but it won't be RDJ's face. And
Mm.
again, as we talk about how they adapt or inspire from the comics, when Secret Wars is redone, after Reed gets done remaking the universes, he
Tilly's
fixes
90.
Doom's face. He fixes
Yeah.
Doom. Now, don't get pretty boy real quick for a minute. All
Yeah.
right, you're not gonna have 60-year-old RDJ running out here for much longer.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? We're gonna get a new face behind that mask. So that's just something to keep in mind as well.
Yeah. I'm
And I
not
think all
opposed
of
to
that
them doing
kind of
that to
encompasses
everyone
into it.
in that right?
Yes,
Is it just kind of hitting
yes, people
you
do
kind of
that.
have to hit shuffle on characters in a way, right? You kind of have to hit shuffle on the universe because people are old, bro, and you don't want to lose a lot of that, like we didn't even
Big
start
numbers,
with
it's big
Hank
numbers.
Pym, right? We didn't even start with Hank Pym
Dang.
as a main character in the universe, and now Michael Douglas is quitting acting, bro. Like there's a lot of stuff that is out there. There's a shit ton of stories that we can still tell, don't get me wrong, but I
Yeah,
mean, bro, like how long? Like it's just there's gonna be a big reshuffle that hits the board, and it should happen. And as
it
you
should
said,
happen
the man that
exactly.
started it all is the one that should come and end it, and that's really what's gonna happen. And
Yeah,
that's what's happened in basically every iteration in Secret Wars, bro. Like that shit comes
that
to an end, and a new universe is created after.
it's just comics, period. It's just
Yeah.
DC does it, Marvel does it. Think about
Yep.
it. Every 5 years, they relaunch and they start over at number one again.
Yeah.
You
Very
know what I
true.
mean? So it's just part of like life. Like there's life and there's death and there's more life. That's what this is,
Yeah,
right? That is what this is, y'all. So like people kind of, I know it's gonna be because people don't like change. People don't like change. But
true.
as we've gone this back half of the phase, think about who we've gotten so far. Most recently, Riri Williams just got her.
Yep.
We got Billy, King Billy, about to get Teen Tommy. We got Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop. You know what I'm saying? We can go all the way back to Loki season 1 when we had Teen Loki.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean? So we
true.
got all of these younger people, these younger legacy characters that are coming in. Guys, this is just how it is. This is part of it. Like at some point, we gotta hit shuffle on the deck. We gotta rotate. We gotta change the tires. And
And we
keep
got to
rolling with
have
the same
those
old
new hop
tires,
on
man.
moments as well, right? Like we got to have those
Yeah,
new moments for people to get
we gotta
in.
have
So
them. So, and it's just
for
about how
sure.
they bring them through. So that's where we are, y'all. Sorry.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I know some
I
people will be
really
mad at that,
agree.
but hey, it's a reboot, man. It's a reset. Sorry,
Let's
we
see.
about to. It's coming from. It's not my words. These are not my words. It's from the horse's mouth. It's from Kevin Feige himself, y'all.
Literally though. All right. I think we're good to shift over to this article, by the way. And speaking of, let's use this
Do it.
comment to do that. In the new article, it's more or less confirmed that characters like Black Panther, aka T'Challa, will get recast. So let's go ahead and jump into that right now and really get it going right on time, actually. So let's go ahead and dive into this article and see what's popping. So if you guys are a little confused about what article we have been referencing, oh, my bad. Let's there we go. Boom. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so this is the article that we've kind of been talking about and referencing Marvel boss Kevin Feige on his future at the Studio Blade update and why Fantastic Four needed a reboot. So we're just gonna kind of read over this real quick and then we'll yap about, or we can talk as we go, whatever you want to do, BZ. So if
Yeah,
you ever want
yeah,
to
yeah,
interject as I read it, just go ahead and do that.
yeah.
All right. So let's start at the top. When it comes to the future of Marvel Studios, which has taken its taken its licks this year with misfires, Thunderbolts, and Captain America: Brave New World. Oh, they're starting this article off on Demon Time. Okay, bro. I wasn't ready for that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't ready. Yo, that was brutal, bro. I definitely did not know they was about to be going in like that. Oh, my boy Beezy froze, I think. Uh oh. That was a brutal way to start that, though. I'm not gonna lie, chat. Yo, while we wait for Beezy's shit to lock back in, yo, that was a brutal way for them to start that line. When it comes to the future of Marvel Studios, which has taken its licks this year with misfires, Thunderbolts, and Captain America: Brave New World, the number one superhero box office brand isn't letting up. Like, bro, whose idea was it to write that as the hook? Like, that's crazy. BZ did freeze happy. You right, Marisu. I try to accept change. If I don't, then I wasted thousands of dollars on therapy for nothing. That's diabolical. Teen Loki actor drama was crazy. Bro's parents stole all his money, then kicked him on the street. Oh, yeah, bro. That was crazy. I forgot that shit happened. I'm not going to lie. That shit was wild. People are overlooking the details in the trailer of Galactus Shadow covering 60% of New York, hinting at him changing sizes, but sure, he's apparently supposed to be big as the planet 24/7. That's a good point. Especially with these cosmic characters, it's like, come on, son. Like, of course they should be able to shift their size and not just be ginormous. I think that's one of the reasons why they put it in What If, showing Agatha being like small and then growing bigger and then, like doing all of that. Like, I think that's probably one of the main reasons. Oh, my boy BZ is back in action. All right. All right. Let's keep getting in this article, bro. Let's see.
Yeah, keep going, keep going. I'm here.
Marvel Studios producer and president Kevin Feige hosted a sit down with press at Marvel's Burbank HQ, gesturing towards a series of locked doors in a meeting room. It's a 7-year plan, teases Feige. I think it goes to 2032. It's on magnets, it can move around. Holy shit, what in the world?
Fluid. It's fluid.
2032? What? What?
Hey
Oh.
man, look, that man contract is forever. Got a lifetime deal with Marvel, dog. He ain't going nowhere.
Damn. Feige is particularly chipper for even though Marvel is skipping San Diego Comic-Con this year as they remain knee-deep in production on the Russo brothers' Avengers Doomsday and in prep on Spider-Man Brand New Day. The Marvel boss and former X-Men associate producer finally has his hands in the Fantastic Four, thanks to the Disney-Fox merger. Having that subset of Marvel characters has liberated Feige to take even bigger swings within the MCU. The Fantastic Four First Steps is looking to be Marvel Studios' biggest opening year to date with 100 to 110 million stateside. Holy shit.
It's a good opening. That's respectable.
They're trying to break it down.
Projections, right? That's just projections. It can go higher. It could be lower. I don't think
Yeah.
it can get any lower than still. But
Facts.
yeah, that's a good projection. Listen, man.
Yeah,
If
that's
Superman
solid.
can open 125. There's no reason Fantastic Four can't do the same.
I agree completely, especially when there's essentially the same amount of projects that's been released within the same time frame. If you look at it correctly, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's definitely insane. While Fox has respectable success with the 2005 and 2007 Fantastic Four movies, which starred Chris Evans as Johnny Storm pre-Captain America, the former studio saw a Josh Trank directed 2015 reboot completely tank after a full reshoot, grossing only $167 million worldwide.
Listen, they're not pulling any punches, bro. They're not pulling any punches.
Whoa! I had no idea that movie made
like
so little money.
Of the word flop.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Literally.
And that's literally not talked about at all, that it was that much of a flop. People mainly just talk about how bad of a movie it was, but they don't talk about that it was a bad movie and it flopped, bro. Like, I had no idea. That movie was ass, though, to be honest. I mean, that movie was bad, yo. That movie Hey, let's be honest. That movie was Morbius for the time, right?
It was. It really was.
It was Morbius, bro. It was like it's Morbin time was this is fantastic, right? Like it's fantastic. Say that again. What was that? What was that, brother? What was that, brother? You know, that show's corny as hell, bro. That movie was that movie was insane, bro.
Corny. It was hokey.
And it was trying to be so serious, which is what threw it off.
Yeah. It just didn't work. It just didn't work.
Like not even a little.
No. It was bad, bro.
That's crazy, bro. That's wild. Why Fantastic Four? Because it's Marvel's first family, explains Feige on the reasons for another redo. It's in the history of our characters. They deserve to be A-listers. They were A-listers in the comics. Every crossover movie we've made in the Infinity Saga, Civil War, leading to Infinity War and Endgame, which is really the Infinity Saga from the comics, the Fantastic Four were huge players in those comics, and obviously we couldn't do that then. While several Marvel projects post-Avengers Endgame have dovetailed between TV series and films, for Feige, it was important to have the Fantastic Four be contained in their own world, sans any callbacks to the Avengers blip or other verse characters. Oh!
Perfect, right? That saves them a lot of having to explain shit.
Yeah.
You start talking about the F4 in the MCU, you're like, well, where were they? What
Yeah.
happened? Were they affected by the blip? So there's a lot of questions, and you get these plot holes, right? You get all these
A
plot
lot
holes
of
that
them.
you have to deal with.
Yeah.
I just put them on a
And it's
hold.
like,
You
why
just fix all of
introduce
that.
new plot holes when you have enough to try to fill up already, right? Right?
Yeah, it's not
In a
even
universe
happening.
that
It's not even
already has
happening.
plot holes, why start a movie off with one? It doesn't make, like, let's not do that. That's
Let's
actually
not
pretty
do that.
solid,
Yeah,
yo. That's actually
it's a
pretty
smart
solid.
plan. And
Yeah.
it's
And I,
everything that you said earlier about how when they were doing this saga, the main characters of this saga are the Fantastic Four. Reed specifically, Doom specifically. But because they didn't have the rights to those characters, they couldn't do it.
yeah.
Telling y'all, man, we live in the future over here. This ain't literally told y'all this shit, man. A lot of
Yeah.
this article you'll find out is stuff that Sensei and myself have been saying
A long
almost
time.
verbatim,
Yeah.
almost verbatim for like 3 or 4 years now, y'all, on this very channel, man, and in the
Really, real
Discords.
talk.
So really real talk, really real
Yeah,
talk. And
real
a lot of this
talk.
stuff is like, I mean, we we knew this. We told y'all this. They just telling y'all what we told y'all a few years ago. So it's the
Facts.
the the confirmation of everything that we've been saying is like in this article. So it's going to be really fun and interesting to see. You're going to start remembering some of this stuff. Like, oh shit, damn, they did talk about that. Damn, they talked.
Damn, that's lit. I didn't even know that. I'm ready to dive in. It's a no homework required. Go see the movie. It's literally not connected to anything that was made before, says Feige. It kicks off phase 6. Oh, I didn't know that. This is the start of phase 6. Oh,
Ironheart
we're
was in.
definitely diving into that.
Ironheart was the end of 5. Ironheart was the last end of 5.
Oh, you know I have things to say. You know I have things to say about that. Let's get into this section real quick, and then we'll dive into that a little bit further. There were a lot of left turns and surprises that happened over the last 7 or 8 years, Feige continues. A positive one was to finally have those characters back and the X-Men. I didn't even think about that. It's only been like it hasn't even been 10 years since they've had all those characters. And people are complaining
Right.
about the wow. Wow.
We ain't even got them yet.
So literally getting all those characters back probably put a lot of their plans that they already had like on hold in a way. It's like, yo, let's just fuck all of that. Let's do something different, bro, because we got all of our characters now,
Fox
dog.
really had the gold mine. Fox had the gold mine.
Dang.
There's
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and then Fox has Fantastic Four and everything related to Fantastic Four, X-Men and everything related to X-Men.
Yeah.
In those two properties that Marvel couldn't touch, that's in regular comics all the fucking time, because
Yeah.
it doesn't just touch F4. It's F4 and everything related to F4. X-Men
Yeah.
and everything related to X-Men that aren't even mutant related. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many people and characters that they just couldn't do anything with because legally they
Damn.
couldn't. But that's what happens when you go, bro. You gotta start selling shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why.
that's true.
That's why Hulk is the issue that it's having now, because they sold Hulk off to Universal, and Universal ain't trying to get that shit up yet.
Yeah,
And
that's
they gotta
true.
make
That's
these
true.
little deals to kind of satisfy the rights situation. So it's weird how all the rights and legal contracts and shit work. But I mean, they had to do what they had to do. But that's why it was such a big deal, them getting these characters back. Because Comcast was trying to buy that shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Comcast
Yeah, they
had
were.
it actually.
Yeah.
Marvel Disney came in like literally the final hour with a buffed up offer that Fox
It
couldn't
was
refuse.
like, it was like, bro, we about to double anything that anyone has ever said to you. We about to match that plus that again. Yeah.
And we got cash on top of that.
Yeah, facts.
Ain't just assets, bro. We got cash to give.
And we gonna let you keep some of the shit too. Like we gonna let y'all keep Fox Sports. We don't even want that. You know what I mean? Like this. What was it? Fox Sports, Fox News, and something else. It was like, bro, that's y'all.
They literally came with like a Kobe in the fourth quarter clutch shot.
Yeah,
and won the fucking game. Snatched the rug from under Comcast, dog. So Comcast pissed. That's why they're not giving back Hulk, because Universal has Hulk. Comcast owns Universal.
Yeah. So and they saw what happened already. So they're like, bruh.
Yes, they're mad about that shit. They was like, yes, we had that shit. Yeah. Oh, and then literally three, two, one, game over, and fucking Disney took it. So like Comcast is not gonna be so easy to say, well, here go Hulk back.
Yeah, facts. Facts. I agree with that for sure.
Wow, bro.
Um, getting access to the Fox characters has enabled Feige to plus up the next two Avengers movies with the most notorious antagonists in the comic books, Doctor Doom. While the original plan for the Avengers movies announced at Comic-Con 2019 was to feature Jonathan Majors Kang, the Conqueror, as the main baddie, the character's future was thrown into question after the actor's arrest for assaulting his then girlfriend in early 2023. Man, we talked about that too. We covered
Covered
that
that for
all that
10 years.
entire thing. Yeah, exactly. We covered all of that
Before
Jonathan
it
Major
came out.
stuff here, and that was
Listen,
a crazy time, bro. That was a
crazy.
crazy time.
Listen, y'all. To let y'all know how far in the future we be about this shit. We covered that major situation in March of that year. The shit didn't drop till September of that year.
Truth,
We had a whole
truth.
2 seasons on them. We had a whole 2 seasons on
Facts,
them, bro. We was in
facts. We
spring,
were
bro.
ahead
It was
by
fucking
quarters.
fall.
We had 2 whole fiscal quarters locked in talking about it,
Bro,
bro.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that is
Locked in.
diabolical. But that's wild. I mean, it makes a lot of sense as well, though, right? I mean, being
Yeah.
able to see that, like, I mean, it just goes to show, even really solidify what we were just talking about. Like, they didn't have all their characters. The characters that are biggest to the things that they were about to do were never there. I mean, they did Age of Ultron, and it was nothing like the comics. First of all, Ultron's not made by Hank Pym, so of course they can do Secret Wars and it be different, right? But they ended up, changing that into what we're gonna get now, and I think it's gonna be low key better off because of it. Just to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling audibles, and to be fair, they haven't completely failed with it. I mean,
Facts.
this year, post COVID, it's been hard for everybody. Period. Making money
True.
wise, but I'm saying, like, you know, their films, it's they've been cracking that 400 mil, which is hard to do
Yeah.
for a lot of these studios that haven't been able to do it. There's only a handful that's done it this year alone. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts. I'm pretty sure Jurassic World ended its
yeah,
theatrical run, not even
yeah,
touching
they got
400 mil.
600.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's hard to touch. It's hard to touch 400 mil.
yeah,
So
yeah.
even further than that, it's hard to get past the 500 mil mark.
Hmm.
There's only a handful of films that's gone 500 mil,
Yeah.
and some of those are in theater right now. So no, it's tough. I think I gotta look at Sinners. I don't know how much. I think that one crossed five, but
Yeah.
Minecraft, I did like 900 bills, some shit like that, like 950, something
Facts.
crazy.
It was
Yeah, that one
insane.
went crazy. No one gave that film a chance. All the projections had that thing flopping, and it took off.
And it did not.
Um, it did not.
Yeah.
It looked like Superman will cross 500 soon. Jurassic
Yeah.
World just crossed 600. So it's
Yeah.
these films. There's a few films that are kind of surviving in a time where it's very hard to survive. And we talked about in Discord, where at this point in time, there's 25% less moviegoers post COVID now
Woo.
versus pre-COVID, which is insane to think about. But then also, it makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense because just
People
being
are
outside now
100%
is
waiting for
different.
that shit to come on streaming. That they're
And
not
they
going to the
moved the
theaters.
streaming dates up even closer to the films aren't doing their full 90-day runs anymore. They're
At
doing like
all.
45, then they're hitting streaming, and they're like, "Fuck it, we'll get our money off of streaming."
Hmm.
They give you the rent or buy, and then they drop it on whatever third party app.
Yep.
So people are like, "We'll just take the box office run where it is, and then we'll just make the rest up later."
For real.
Weird, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So films that are hitting those marks. Honestly, like the new billion is 400 mil now. For real. For
I
real. Like if your film
feel
don't crack
that.
400 mil, it's a problem. And they mentioned at the top of that article Cap and Thunderbolts
Yep.
because neither of those cracked 400. And
Yep.
Thunderbolts was critically acclaimed.
Facts. That movie was a
Thunderbolts was
banger.
critically
Everyone
acclaimed.
loved that movie. Literally. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and it didn't even crack 400 mil, which is insane to think about.
That's a good point. That is a good point. It's
Insane.
like, damn. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Terrell said, "You want to know something funny about that? Certain fans want him to get fired. This man just got the Fantastic Four and X-Men IPs, and they expect him to just give it up when he hasn't done anything yet." Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
true.
Like,
That's a
what are we
good
doing? What
point.
are we talking about here?
Like,
Like, my
look at
man
what this
Cook, like,
man did with nothing. Literally. With bare
nothing.
bones, bro.
My man playing with an arm behind his back for 20 years, y'all.
Literally. Yeah. Let him cook. I really hope he can redo the Inhumans. They're such a unique group. I want them done properly. I could feel
That's a
that. That
very
would be a
good.
dope thing to go into as
That's,
well.
and another thing, that's another one. That's another one that they couldn't do properly without
Yeah.
the Fantastic Four, without the
True.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Inhuman and X-Men
Like
are
like the
genetic enemies.
Inhumans do not matter if there's no X-Men to be
If
that
there's no
counterpoint to
X-Men,
them.
they're
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
genetic enemies, dog. The things that
True.
create Inhumans kill the X-Men. They are genetically rivaled. So
Yeah.
again, that's a very good comment because that's one of those things. Even with Fantastic Four, there's a lot of crossover with Inhumans, with the
Yeah.
royal family and the first family. Like it just made sense, right? Royal
Yeah.
family, first
First
family,
family.
right?
Facts.
There's a lot of cool stuff there. And there was shit that they were missing out on because they didn't have the two literal most important
Mm,
parts of Marvel. Oh yeah, like y'all gotta let Feige cook, man. Like, yeah, this last phase is kind of rocky. Okay, right? But
yeah.
shit. What he was doing was unprecedented anyway. It shouldn't have been that way. He was just cooking. He just hit a stride. Like Nick Saban in Alabama winning 20 years straight, y'all. Like that shit don't happen for real. Now he's gone,
Yeah,
and
that's so
Alabama's
true.
regular. They come back down to fucking earth, and all the fans are pissed. No, that's what real fucking sports is, y'all. Y'all don't win all the goddamn time. It was
Yeah.
just that dude was different. He was
That
different,
dude was
okay?
literally built different. Like he
He was
did what has
different. That's
was
not
never
normal.
done and will not be replicated.
Ever. That's
Yeah.
not normal, y'all. That's not normal. Y'all just got spoiled because that dude was that dude and he was doing it better than everyone. That's not normal.
Very true.
That's
That's
what Feige is
very
right now.
true.
Came back down to earth because what he was doing wasn't normal, y'all. It's not normal. Don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, that's a fact. Feige says even before what happened to the actor, we had already started to realize that Kang wasn't Thanos. There was only one character that could be that because he was that in the comics for decades and decades, and because of the Fox acquisition. We finally had it, and that's Doctor Doom. We had started talking about Doctor Doom even before we officially pivoted from Kang. In fact, I had started talking with Robert about this audacious idea before Ant-Man 3 even came out.
Bro. Now think about that. Think about that. Let's break that down real quick.
We got to.
Because think about that. One of my biggest complaints of that Ant-Man 3 film was how they just literally got rid of Kang so easily.
Yeah.
They put that man down. I'm like, what? Hold on. Now, but now that we get that part of it, it's like, all right, let's move Kang aside. Move Kang
Yeah.
aside. They already had that shit planned. They're like, no, Doom got it. Because they talked about this shit before Ant-Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
Before Ant-Man 3, we were already kind of looking at Kang as a Thanos. And they were like, nah, he's not Thanos. He's a badass, but he's not Thanos. We gotta do something. Gotta do something else. We need a Thanos. We need something Thanos level. Doom, y'all. We got Doom in the back pocket now, y'all. Like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's how long they've been sitting on this idea. Which is
That's
wild. It now
actually
all makes sense.
insane, bro. That makes
Now it
so
makes
much
sense
sense,
that that
bro.
movie ended the way it did, and the TVA just kind of was like, oh yeah, they got MCU adjacent.
I was about to
This
say that
adjacent
because
brand.
in TVA they're literally like, bro, we know about Kangs. He's a variant
Yeah,
of Kang. They handled a very low level variant of Kang. No worries, it's all
yeah.
good. And we were like, what the
Just sit
shit did
that
they just
down.
say? Like, wait a minute, what? What?
Just set
And
that shit
this
in
is why
motion,
it's
bro.
like, bro, they know
They just
about
said that
Kang. They
shit.
know about Kang's variants. They know about He Who Remains. They know about Victor Timely. So they know that there's other ones of them out there. And it can even be said that they just handled that shit because they just knew what they were on, what time they were on, bro. That's crazy. That's so
Right.
wild, bro. And it does make
Right.
sense. I never even looked at it in that way, bro. Now I need to go back and watch everything again with the understanding that Kang was
Yes.
never even thought
Yes.
about being the big bad in that way anymore, bro. Like, now it makes so much sense why they did what they did in Loki season
Dude.
2, making the Victor Timely variant be essentially nobody. Like, he was a nobody, bro. They took him from being a nobody, made him somebody, and then they put him right back into the timeline and basically changed it again. So it's like, bro, was that actually them telling us that none of that shit mattered in the same way? Because
Yes.
this is the end of his
Yes.
character for real, for real? Like,
Yes.
damn, that's
Exactly.
crazy, bro. That's
Crazy.
so crazy. Holy
Gotta
shit.
go back and watch it through that lens now.
Yeah, for real. Like, I'm seeing
Oh,
Quantum Mania in a
dude.
completely different lens with that understanding. It's like, no,
Wow.
he got beat easily because he was supposed to. Like,
Yeah.
bro, the
Mm,
bigger bad that
mm,
they were trying to stop was always Doom. I would love if that's the
mm,
answer, right? Like, the King the
mm,
Conquerors are getting together to stop Doom in the first place. Like, that's even their whole
mm.
point. Is like they're trying to stop bro from coming through. Like, that would be nice. That would be
Yeah.
nice.
But think
That would be
about it. Think
nice.
about it. Think about it. Kang was the one who put all these timelines away and made the sacred gear.
Yeah,
So, like
exactly.
you said at the top, he's the one who separated Doom from
Yeah.
wherever he was supposed to be. Right?
Yeah.
Right? So Doom is pissed the fuck off at Kang.
Oh,
Think about it. Kang got Doom locked away somewhere, and when Sylvie
damn.
killed He Who Remains, everything broke loose, which probably shook Doom's chains as well.
Oh, okay, okay. No, I'm
So
with
Doom was,
that.
like you said, Doom was always the big bad. And we even covered some of the stuff Doom was supposed to do prior to getting to Secret Wars to
Yeah.
show he's that dude, right? So
Wakanda
knowing,
forever, all that little shit.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, he was supposed to be in the background of a lot of things because he's loose now.
Yeah.
And so knowing that, and then going backwards into what we saw in both Loki season 1 and 2, we're like, oh shit. Yeah, Doom's coming up to take some heads, bro. That's why I said he's now worried about the F4. Because the shit
Mm,
Doom dealing with is all timeline related. He's been locked away for however long he been locked away because of Kang and that Kang war, that multiverse war that Kang put out there against himself.
yeah.
He put the timeline on one streamline. He locked everyone else out. So Doom's been somewhere outside of the main timeline, locked up, fuming,
Damn.
body.
Yeah.
Man, listen, you think about it like that. You go back and go through that movie knowing this was the plan. Wow. And it's like, it's funny because, like, yeah, it was kind of mentioned, like, from other people, right? But to hear it
Mm-hmm.
from Feige himself to say, yeah, I was talking about this before Ant-Man 3, you're like, oh, wait. We didn't start getting the whispers of that information until after,
Long after Ant-Man
long
3,
after
bro.
Ant-Man 3. Right?
Like,
We were waiting on the verdict of the major. It didn't come till after we got the major verdict,
yeah.
right?
Because I think
But
Loki season 2 even came out after that verdict on
yes,
Majors.
and that's why they
Yeah.
pushed it back because the trial got pushed back like 3 different times, and they let the whole second season
mm,
run before they delivered their verdict. So we are talking
mm.
about what was Quantum Man? They say what was it 2019?
Yeah, I think so.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. So you mean to tell me, bro? You know that's a long time to have this plan, and like, yo,
Yeah.
we're going to basically kind of not nerf them, but like move them away a little, move them to the side a little bit,
I
right?
mean, Kang ain't never been that guy, even in the comics.
That's true. That's true. Like
He
even in
ain't
the
never
comics,
been the big bad. Like,
Doom go head up with Kang, like do something, motherfucker. What's up?
bro, it's always
You know
a
what I'm saying?
footnote. Like, bro.
Yeah, he just the only thing Kang has the advantage on is time. He's at different points
Yeah.
in timeline. He's at the end of time.
So he
The beginning
always
of
everywhere, but he never really an issue.
yes.
It just be
But
like,
he's
damn, this nigga Kang is here.
yes,
Like,
yes, he's always an inconvenience. But he's like he plagues the Avengers quite
there
a
you
bit
go, an
because of his ability.
inconvenience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an inconvenience because he's everywhere at every point in time. It was like
Yeah.
you can't really get a beat on him, so he kind of always had these machinations in process to try to get to where he is presently in time. But he
Mm,
always gets beat. You know what I'm saying? He always gets beat. But that's villains period. But
yeah.
again, just to kind of put it on the scale of things, as we were covering, even with Kang supposedly being that guy, he was still going to be a stepping stone for Doom to reach where Doom needs to be for Secret Wars. Because Doom in
Yeah.
Secret Wars is literally God Emperor Doom. He
True.
is him. So Kang was always going to lose to Doom. We just didn't know that that plan was in place for years already.
For real. Which is
Insane.
wild. Kang the Conqueror? No, Kang the Cockroach. That's crazy. Loki season 2 serves as an open ending if they ever wanted to continue with Kang. That was
Facts.
all filmed before the major situation.
Talked about that too. We talked about that too. And
Yeah,
we've said that Kang can return post Secret Wars.
yeah.
It's set up that way
True.
on purpose.
That is very
Right there on
true.
the he can come. We're not gonna see him from now till Secret Wars. But after Secret Wars, it's a totally different story. Totally different
That's
story.
very
It'll be a
true.
different face. It won't be Majors, clearly. But it could be
Yeah.
Kang, and that's the thing with Kang. That's the beauty behind Kang. Variants. He is a
Oh,
variant of himself.
Marisu said, I gotta run. Watch the rest on replay. Lively discussion, guys. I appreciate you, Marisu. Have a good rest of your day, night, evening,
Much love,
whatever
Marisu.
time it is, wherever you at. I appreciate you, for real. The next part of the article says already Patrick Stewart's X-Men Papa Dr. Xavier has made a cameo in the Disney Marvel Studios Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, with a slew of X-Men characters, Channing Tatum's Gambit, and even Wesley Snipes' Blade cameos in last year's Deadpool and Wolverine. Speaking of Blade, despite being taken off the calendar, the project remains in development with two times Oscar winner Mahershala Ali still attached. The movie with the actor was first announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, with Ali taking the Hall H stage in what was then a huge announcement of the MCU's plan across cinema and Disney Plus. Feige revealed on Friday that while there were four versions of Blade in the works, two of them, period, one set in the 1930s, we landed on modern day, and that's what we're focusing on. Okay, big Blade news here. Okay, so we landed
Yeah.
on modern day, and that's what we're focusing on. On pausing Blade after the exit of two filmmakers, Jan Demange and Bassam Tariq, Feige says, we didn't want to put a leather outfit on Ali and have him start killing vampires. You can start and have a good script and make it a great script through production, but we didn't feel confident we could do that on Blade, he continues. We didn't want to do that to Mahershala and didn't want to do that to us. In the wake of the success of his own vampire movie Sinners, one reporter wondered whether Ryan Coogler would get to take a crack at directing Blade. Feige says there's no such plans, and the director remains committed to Black Panther 3. Oh, okay. So that's a lot of news right there on Blade, bro. I'm
A
not
lot of
gonna
Blade
lie.
news.
Yeah,
We
I
told
like
y'all
to
Blade
hear it
wasn't going
though.
nowhere.
Yeah,
We
Blade.
told y'all Blade
Yeah,
wasn't going nowhere.
and what, if you guys don't know, one of the main reasons why Blade took a backseat along with all this other stuff is a lot of the reasons why they had initially changed the Spider-Man movie to a multiversal movie instead of being ground level. And that's because they were trying to really be a lot more cohesive about what's going on within this multiverse saga, which is one of the reasons why we have a very out of place, not super out of place, but a little out of place post credit scene at the end of Thunderbolts, just tying things to what's going to happen in Fantastic Four, which will then tie things into this. So, you know what I mean? All of that is kind of happening because they're trying to make sure that this multiverse saga is a lot more cohesive, especially amongst all of the things that are going on with Doom and Kang and Jonathan Majors and so on and so forth, right? All that shit caused a big just a big kink in the water
Huge
hose.
ripple
You know
effect.
what I mean? Yeah,
Huge ripple effect. Oh, it affected everything, y'all. Everything.
exactly. But
Oh, this
now,
this
I
next
mean,
this
we
next
know
paragraph,
that.
next
You said
paragraph you
what?
get to. So this next thing you're about to read is going to really kind of put it in perspective of what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's gonna be crazy to see everything that really starts coming out from all these things that are about to happen, because we have basically, I mean, it's essentially a year without a Marvel movie after
Ooh,
Fantastic Four, if I'm not mistaken. It's like
yeah,
you,
not the next year.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah, because we only
Oh,
have Disney Plus projects up until that point, so they're
you're
no doubt
right.
going to use that time to really, really focus in on what the hell they're about to do for the foreseeable future.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Get this shit right.
Because, and think
Mm.
about it, this is going to be the first movie of Phase 6, and then we're not going to get another project in Phase 6 for a while.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, bro. So they're really about to lock in, and the first steps is also going to be the first steps of the sixth phase of the MCU. So, bro, they're really
Oh,
going crazy right now, bro. They're really going crazy.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Double entendres. Let's go. Let's
bro. It's
go.
about to be insane. All right, let's see. Feige's next phase of the MCU are fewer high quality movies, numbering anywhere from 1 to 3 movies annually, with less connectivity between the films and TV shows. Marvel learned the hard way that their overreaching Disney Plus series and theatrical movie plans were too much of a good thing for fans, evident in the bombing of the Marvels 206.1 million global box office, which fused together Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, who had her own 1 billion grossing film, with the lesser known characters of Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau. The takeaway was that many fans and general moviegoers didn't buy tickets for the Marvels because they weren't caught up on Miss Marvel on Disney Plus.
So, real quick.
So the age-old comic issue is now affecting the MCU.
It's like when Shea Peck took over,
Yeah.
he just wanted them to spit out project after project after project after project. I told y'all this too. It was the number of projects versus the quality of those projects. He didn't care. Shea Peck didn't care. Just keep going, keep going. This. And it suffered. That's where we started getting all of the news about the VFX teams being overworked and underpaid, and they weren't getting
Yeah.
all of the they weren't getting time off, and they were working 7 days a week and all that stuff. They get this strike. This is all part of that. That's where Blade kind of got caught in the
Caught in
crosshairs a
the
little
middle.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like everybody's like, it's good that Feige's coming out and saying this stuff because this is stuff that we're not privy to because we don't work for them. People think we do. People think
Yeah.
we work for them. We don't work for Marvel or Disney, y'all. All right, we're getting the information. We might get the information a little bit earlier, but like, I mean, we still have to wait to receive the information just like y'all do. And so,
Yeah.
like a lot of this stuff, we don't know. We don't know this behind the scenes stuff all the time. Not this kind of stuff. And so to understand that it was just it got caught in the shuffle, y'all. Literally, it just got caught in the shuffle. You could throw Ironheart in there too. Caught in the shuffle. It
Mm.
happens. It's the same thing with you remember the New Mutants movie
Yeah.
that was and that was right when Fox was purchased by Disney,
Mm. Yep.
and it got
That
pushed
and
back so
Dark
many
Phoenix,
times.
right?
Yes, in Phoenix, they were all caught up in that transaction, and they had to wait. They got pushed back. They had to do other stuff. The team that was working on it before not there anymore. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like all they can do is just be like, well, put it out. But you got to wait to put it out because we got to wait for all of these deals to close here. And then we got to move all the pre stuff over to here. It was a huge like process that needed to be completed before you could even think about getting these films out. And it's the same thing here.
Mm.
Why like when companies buy companies, it's a bloodbath. People lose their jobs, people get cut, jobs
Yeah.
don't exist anymore. They create new jobs. Because like Disney Disney buying Fox, you're going to put your Disney people in, right? You're probably not
True.
going to keep a whole lot of Fox people because we don't need y'all. Don't need y'all. I got people for this shit. We'll put them in places. We're gonna give these people this work. Divvy it out. Well, a lot of these people, a lot of these jobs shit just don't exist anymore. So this pushes things back because you got to put new people in these positions, and they got to figure out where everything is. It's
Mm.
a tough transition, and these films get caught in the middle, and it's unfortunate. But I mean, shit, it's business.
It's definitely, yeah, I agree with that.
It's
And
a
it's
business,
wild to
man.
even see. This is wild to see how that shit ends up playing out, you know?
Right, right.
And it do be sad sometimes to see the way that it does end up playing out, but it's also like, damn, it just be like that sometimes. Yo, Jennifer, appreciate you for the rose over there on TikTok. Thank you for that. I hope you're having a good day. For sure, for sure. Um, let's see. What do we have next? What do we have next? Oh, still while storylines won't cross over between series and film, characters will think John Bernthal's The Punisher cameo in upcoming Sony Marvel Studios Spider-Man Brand New Day, where we have great actors playing great characters. I think it would be fun to see them in multiple places. I think that's probably one of the biggest issues, if anything, is also not having all those characters everywhere. Right? It's like you have people wanting to watch. It's like you're trying to make people watch Miss Marvel for the upcoming
Yeah,
Dumb Marvels, but you don't have Captain Marvel in or Monica Rambeau in the Miss Marvel show in the same capacity that she's about to be in this. So it's like
right.
you want them to watch it, but there's not a big enough reason for them to watch it. But also there should be. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I can
hard to
see
balance
where that
things out.
issue comes through.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Hard to balance
Mm-hmm.
that stuff out, man. So yeah, it's. I think the stopping of that. I mean, it makes sense making it all self-contained. It's like, yeah, yeah, it just makes sense that way, like logistically.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, with Downey Jr. now playing Doctor Doom, are there plans to recast the core Iron Man, Captain America, etc. on the big screen? Yes and no. Feige sees a star as such. Wait, yes and no. Feige sees a star such as Chris Hemsworth still in his prime to play Thor, and even cherishes the return of thespians Tim Blake Nelson's Samuel Stern in Captain America: Brave New World, who played Marvel characters years ago. But yes, in the long term, like with many of other storied movie franchises, Marvel classic superheroes will get new faces. When exactly? X-Men is where that will happen, promised Feige. In addition to post-Avengers Secret Wars, there is a plan to reset singular timelines and reboot the MCU. Oh wow, what the hell? Flat out said that shit. Okay. Are are there more R-rated MCU movies after making the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time with Deadpool and Wolverine at $1.33 billion? Sure.
Insane.
We're appropriate. Facts. Crazy. We're appropriate and we're necessary, says Feige. With regard to Feige's future and whether okay. So that's that first era right there. So that alone is crazy. That section that we just went through
Yeah,
is wild. Bro, flat out saying, yes, we're going to basically reboot some of these characters. The first thing that we're going to do is going to be with the X-Men. But Chris Hemsworth is going to end up being Old Man Thor. Like, he essentially said that Thor is going to be our Wolverine of this universe. Like,
yeah.
right? Like,
There
that's
we go.
essentially what he
There
was
we
saying,
go.
bro.
There we go.
Like, no matter what happens,
Okay.
Thor is going to be Thor, my
Thor's our
guy.
guy. All right. So
Uh-huh.
remember, we talked about this too. We was like, we need someone that's going to like carry over
Mm.
from his timeline to the next timeline, a la Captain America, right? We
Yeah,
need who's going to be the Captain America of the new universe.
yeah.
Like he just told us. It's Thor, y'all. It's Thor. We finna get old man Thor
Yeah, that's crazy.
All Father Thor. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that's
right there,
insane.
plain as day, plain as day,
That's
plain
literally
as day.
wild.
And
I
we said
can't
it
believe
earlier,
that.
like you said, we gotta reboot, we gotta reset, we gotta hit shuffle on some of these characters.
Hmm.
Like you literally just said that. Yo.
Damn.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. We be telling y'all right here, right here. Y'all listen to this live. Y'all heard us say it at the top. Literally out of Sensei's mouth, man. He said you gotta shuffle these characters. You
And
read
that's
down
literally
the list
what
of
bro's
characters.
about to say. That's bro's
Literally
like, yeah,
what Feige
we
just
about to
said, bro.
we about to hit shuffle on them.
Man, got to. Gotta have somebody come over. Like we talked about. Who's gonna be that guy that's coming over? Or there it is. There it is.
Damn.
We were even like pitching ideas about how they could do it too. Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember that exactly.
Gotta be a guy that remembers the previous universe and now they're in this one too. Hey, we go.
That's crazy. Um, that's wild. With regards to Feige's future and whether there's more Marvel under him, he's not going anywhere. While his contract is up in 2 years, he tells us, do I want to be making big movies for big audiences in 10 or 15 years from now? Yes, that's all I want to do. Marvel is a great way to do that. Upcoming schedule according to ComScore. Spider-Man Brand New Day, July 31st, 2026. Avengers Doomsday, December 18th, 2026. Untitled Marvel movie, July 23rd, 2027. Avengers Secret Wars, December 17th, 2027. Four untitled Marvel movies after Secret Wars, with the dates of February 18th in 2028, May 5th in 2028, November 10th in 2028, and December 15th in 2028. And that is where the article ends. Any speculation on what some of these movies may be outside of Feige confirming that he's not going anywhere until he's 90 either? Like, he's straight up just letting us know, like, bruh, till I'm 90, I'm going to be here. Feige is our Wolverine for the MCU. You feel me? He's like, he's not going anywhere either. He's here for another 90 years and damn self. But out of these movies, BZ, are you good? You good, Bees? Oh, maybe not. Not sure what happened here. A little technical difficulties, y'all. But yeah, let us know in the comment section down below. Like, what are some of your thoughts on that? You know, what do you think is going to uh be one of those movies? One of those four. Wait, we have five untitled Marvel movies. What do you think those are going to be? Do you have any guesses, chat? Let me know. Ooh, I see some really good guesses right now. Um, I see one of them has to be World War Hulk. X-Men has to be one of those, and Black Panther 3. Ooh. Okay, so no matter what, one of those has to be Black Panther 3 for sure because we already have that confirmed, right? We don't really have any X-Men specific movies confirmed because Feige himself said he doesn't want to go straight into the X-Men and it be like an X-Men movie. So we might be seeing like a standalone movie from one of the X-Men before we get a full-blown X-Men movie. I think it was supposed to be called like The Mutants or something like that too, right? Ooh, I like that. King Slater, I like that, bro. It's definitely got to be another Doctor Strange movie. His third movie, right? I think that's not outside of the realm of possibility at all. That makes a lot of sense as to being a part of the fray for sure. Uh oh, okay. What's up, there, brother? My guy. Okay, okay. So what do you think one of these five untitled Marvel movies may be? Oh, I can't hear you. Yep. I think Black Panther 3 is definitely one a good guess. Well, not even a guess. We know that that's coming. He literally said it in this article that that's what bro is working on is Black Panther 3. That's what's coming up next for him. Is BP3. You mentioned something else as well, right? Maybe not. Okay, well, actually, let's be honest. One of those are Blade. One of those movies is 100% Blade, right? Because we don't know where that's gone. So that's two names that we can for sure knock off the list: Blade and Black Panther 2. Black Panther 3, excuse me. Those can definitely be knocked off. And then everything else is like huge speculation. One of those could definitely be a World War Hulk movie. X-Men or at least something X-Men adjacent for sure. So let's go X-Men, let's go Black Panther and Blade. Oh, Doctor Strange. That's four of them. I think this untitled one in between is most likely going to be um not Doctor Strange, but maybe World War Hulk. I could see that being World War Hulk in between these, being kind of a like a what's it called? Almost like a Battle Worlds moment in this happening, right? So World War Hulk here. February is canonically for any movie that has to do with like black characters. Like they've done that pretty canonically. So let's get February 18th, 2028. Let's slide Blade right there. So we have World War Hulk, Blade. Maybe after that we can go Doctor Strange and then X-Men. I just don't see X-Men being something that happens soon, right? Because we're gonna see the X-Men kind of perish here, essentially. So I don't think we're gonna get another X-Men movie for a while after that. That's why it's hard for me to think that X-Men is gonna be coming up soon, just because it's like, you know, I just don't see that happening, bro. Oh, you guys think that the new Shang-Chi movie is gonna take one of those slots? I don't know about 2027. I think that's too soon. I think Hulk has been getting a lot of buildup. That's why I think it's the next thing that's going to happen, right? Red Hulk, literally about a Hulk. She Hulk, Hulk. Um, we also have his son coming into the fray. I just feel like Hulk is a good area to go next for everything that's going on. He's one of the most anticipated characters to be done right. So coming out with a World War Hulk movie could 100% reset everything for everyone. Especially before Secret Wars, coming out with a banger World War Hulk movie, and it's just like, yeah, bro. I think that could be awesome. So let's line that up again. World War Hulk, World War Hulk right here. Blade. Ah, man. Now that you guys have brought Shang-Chi into the mix, I feel like Shang-Chi's last movie was in November though, so I can see them wanting to stick to that kind of November release like they did with the first Shang-Chi release. You know, I could definitely see something like that going on. All right, bees. over here. Okay, so yeah. Um July 23rd, 2027 is definitely going to be World War Hulk, I think. February 18th, 2028, give that to Blade. May 5th, 2028. Hmm. Oh, that February might be Blade. Might actually wait. February 18th might actually be Black Panther. Let's be honest, right? I think February 18th is probably going to be Black Panther and not Blade.
Probably.
Oh shit.
So I was
Okay, my
listening.
boy is back.
I was
Okay.
listening.
Bet, 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 bet.
Yeah, I
So
was listening,
what
and
do
you're
you
right.
think some of those untitled Marvel movies are that's going to be coming up? There's 5 of them.
Oh, you're right with World War Hulk and Black Panther 3. Like absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I think and the other one was 2028. That's after
Yeah.
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at Nova,
Oh.
um, Hulk, Blade, Nova, and I still think it's a little too soon for the X-Men, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what else we got out there? I think we get that Champions project. Then we get the Champions.
You think that's going to be a movie and not a Disney
Yeah,
Plus project?
yeah. I think they might throw it into a
Oh,
movie. I think they might do it.
okay. I could see
Yeah, I
that
think they might do
because that
it.
could be like their big amalgamation of all of the Disney Plus shows that have been introducing all of those characters already.
Bam,
Yeah,
bam,
I'm
you
for
got it.
that. I didn't even think about Champions, honestly. That could take that May 5th slot easily, to be honest. That could
Easily.
easily be the summer movie, quote unquote, right? Is that
Absolutely.
oh my god, yeah. I think that actually is a banger right there. World War Hulk, Black Panther 3, Champions, maybe go into Shang-Chi 2,
Ooh,
you know? No,
ooh.
Blade is probably November 10th. And
That would
then
be actually perfect.
Shang-Chi goes ahead ends that year of 2028 in
Yeah,
December. I could
December.
see
Yeah,
that for sure. I could see that for
that's dope.
sure.
Because you want Blade kind of close to the October Halloween. You want that time for Blade. You want that
Yeah.
time.
Exactly. You want it to be
Yeah,
around then, bro. You want it to be spooky
yeah,
time or
yeah.
something.
And that's gas
What's
though. Then any shit with
Champions?
something.
Champions is Young Avengers, Kiwi. So they've been leading up to
Yes.
Young Avengers, but they're not going to make a Young Avengers project before everyone's not young again anymore. You know, everyone's going to be in their 20s essentially, so they have to change that to Champions. It just can't be Young Avengers. And then all the stuff that Sam Wilson is doing with copywriting the Avengers as well in the MCU right
Yep.
now. There's probably not. They can't just be the Young Avengers. They'll
No, they
probably
can't be
say
on.
that that was their plan is to be the Young Avengers, and then Sam did all the copyright stuff, so now they're just called the
Yeah.
Champions. Like I could see something like that
I
happening.
like that they have a built-in like reason, right?
Yeah, yeah,
They have
yeah.
to explain it. They have to explain it. Yeah, they have a built-in reason because they can't use Avengers. They can't use that. Sam owns that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be dope. I already got a reason. I expect Miss Marvel to deliver that explanation as
One
to why they
hundred
can't do
percent.
it.
It's 100% gonna be her.
Yeah,
Like, well, you know, Sam kind of.
like
Yeah, I
it.
could definitely see that happening. Um, yeah, exactly. Champions May 5th. I see that happening. So July. I think it's gonna go World War Hulk. Let me write this down just so I can post the
Yeah,
predictions.
yeah.
Um,
Post that. Put notes on it too, because
uh,
we can come back later and check it.
yeah,
Check
exactly.
ourselves.
And then February 18th, 2028, Black Panther. Well, no, that's not next year. That's actually hella time until then. I definitely think they can do a Black Panther movie within that time frame.
Sure.
Black
He's
Panther,
out anyway, so yeah.
May 5th, Champions, November 10th, Blade, and then finish the year off with Shang-Chi 2. I think that's actually a banger prediction list, to be honest, bro.
That's a sick lineup, man. That's a sick lineup.
And then you said Nova. I could definitely
Yeah.
see Nova even being in there. I can see Nova taking that Champions May 5th date just because of how that type of movie would be. You know what
They
I
really
mean?
need to give us Nova wise, man. They owe us
They
that
do.
Nova stuff. They
Yeah,
owe us that.
I agree. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the Punisher movie at the least gives them a lot of hope to kind of dive into the spotlights and all of that shit that they were trying to do
Mhm.
over there and not throw that away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because I think like those spotlights and those special presentations, those can still stay. You know what I mean? It's more
Mm-hmm.
so those Disney Plus series that kind of, unless it's truly necessary, I don't think they'll like just throw a character out there with one. You know what I mean? It had
Yeah.
to be somebody that's important that they'll bring in later. You know, bring in for something else later, not something that's gonna automatically, well, you got to watch this show to know what's going on, type shit, like we talked about. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But those special presentations, you can do a lot with that. Get the point across. It's like one long ass episode, basically, right? And so you can get your point across with that, and then continue with what you were going to do, like they're
Yeah.
doing with Punisher, like they did with Werewolf by Night, like they're going to do with Silver Surfer. Like we need
Yeah.
that stuff, okay?
Facts.
That's the kind
Ooh,
of stuff
Kiwi
we
just
need.
said I forgot about
Great.
Midnight Suns though. Ooh, that November could be
Hey,
Midnight Suns instead
that
of
one
Blade,
too. That one too.
actually.
And that's why I was on the
Yeah.
fence. I was like, I don't know if they'll do Blade first or Midnight Suns first.
Mm,
We know Blade's here, you know what I'm saying, via Eternals.
yeah.
But like, I don't know if they would want to do Blade first and then throw him into Midnight Suns, or
Nah, I think
have
they
him
would
be
want to
in
do
Midnight
Midnight
Suns.
Suns, have Blade there, be able to capitalize on Kit
Yeah,
Harington, and be able to finally use that actor again outside of Eternals as well. And nah, that seems like
yeah,
and then introducing a new team as well. Yeah, I can see
yeah.
that.
New team, exactly, exactly. And then that November date
Damn,
again,
damn,
close to
Darrell.
Halloween.
I forgot about Armor Wars, bruh. Yeah, Armor Wars got to
No,
be somewhere too.
to answer that question, no, it's not officially dead. What I think they'll do, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say. Officially dead, no. I think what they'll do is it won't be. It'll like basically they'll put it in something else. They'll just
Mm,
like kind of move it. It won't be like our Armor Wars has its own series. I don't think it'll be of that caliber. It'll probably be like a special presentation, or they'll take what they were going to do with it and stick it somewhere where it has its own kind of subplot. But like officially dead, not yet, not
like
officially.
they'll
It's
probably that
still kind of
honestly, I could see them trying to put that into Champions if they want to put
yeah,
Ironheart
that's
in
yeah,
that too.
exactly. You know
You
what
know
I'm
what
saying?
I
For
mean? Like
Ironheart,
make Armor
yeah,
Wars the plot of Champions or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Exactly,
Repurpose. Thank
Darrell.
you, thank you, thank
Exactly,
you, thank you.
repurpose, 100%
I couldn't think of the
repurpose.
word. Appreciate that, big dog. Appreciate that. For sure.
Yeah, I could see that for sure, for sure.
Yeah, it's more so that than anything. Yeah, that's a
I'm
good
gonna hit
question
the
though. 'Cause
I'm gonna hit the head again real quick, bro. So take the reins. Take the
yeah, yeah.
reins. You feel
No,
me?
that was a
Take the
good question, Durham.
reins.
Appreciate that for sure. For sure. But like with Midnight Suns, um, well, I wouldn't mind Nova being a Christmas film. But yeah, with Midnight Suns, that being they kind of have to make that a film because of the star power they'll have in that one, and with what they'll be introducing. Um, we got with a little bit of it in WandaVision, a lot of it in Agatha, and even with Moon Knight. We got the basically the occult side, the magic versus the occult. We got a whole lot of it, even a little bit in She-Hulk with Wong popping in. You got to see demons and shit. But like in Agatha, they kind of really went in detail about what constitutes magic, what constitutes witchcraft, and then to follow up with what we got in our Ironheart. I think with Midnight Suns, you can take all of those things and then really just lay it out on the table and really go deep, pause or not. Um, with that side of Marvel, because we only scratched the surface. Like Moon Knight, rather, they kind of touched on it a little bit, and they got a little bit more supernatural than anything. But Moon Knight, and yeah, Strange Academy as well, Kiwi. That's another one too, and that was actually what Ironheart set up going forward. Strange Academy. Now, I think Strange Academy might be a series though. I'm not sure, but yeah. But even with that, in conjunction with Midnight Suns, you get the magic side, the witchcraft side, the occult side. So we get more of the demons, we get more of Mephisto, we get more of Blackheart, we get even Dormammu, because Dormammu has a son that's in Strange Academy, right? He goes to the school. So you get all of those things. You get the witches, you get Agatha, you get magic, you get Brother Voodoo, Doctor Voodoo, however you want to call it. You get all of those. You get Strange, you get Wong. You get all of that with Strange Academy, and you can tie that all in with Midnight Suns. You can even get Nico Minoru from the Runaways because she's kind of part of that side of it as well. So there's a lot of things you can do with Midnight Suns and then connecting it to Strange Academy, and then by extension, Runaways via Nico Minoru. So a lot of things you can do there.
Mm.
And yeah, that's facts. WandaVision, Agatha. Yes, that would have been dope. But like the way they kind of set that one up, I appreciated as well because it was almost like its own 3-part series anyway with WandaVision, Agatha, and then when you go, if you can kind of include Ironheart in some of that because the elements that we got and some of the rules that we got from WandaVision and Agatha kind of play into some of the stuff that came about in Ironheart, and then you got characters that are going to pop up like Death. She's definitely going to pop up soon, especially in relation to what we saw towards the end of
Of
Ironheart.
Ironheart,
Even though
yeah.
Mephisto kind of trumps Death in a way with his, the way he operates. But like you get those things, you can connect those things, and then put them all in Strange Academy. Connect all that shit with Strange Academy. Each episode could be, maybe this episode we're dealing with this specific demon of this specific room
Mm.
and how we got to here. Death can pop up. Ghost Agatha can pop up. I mean, she's actually a teacher at the academy. You know what I'm saying? So like we can get all those things. Then you can bring in Billy with his powers and his witchcraft to
Yeah.
this too. So there's a lot of ways you can connect via those little things. So I think something like the Strange Academy being a series works very well with the stories that they can tell with that. And I know they're not going to connect it to. They're trying to make it more self-contained. You can do that with the Strange
Mm.
Academy with all the characters that we've gotten thus far on that side of Marvel, like the horror slash occult slash magic witchcraft side of Marvel. You can kind of put all of those in their own little corner of Marvel
Mm.
and operate there and not even have to really force a connection with the greater side of Marvel, which is what they want to do now anyway via that article. I think you can do a lot of cool things with that shit.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of there's a lot of untapped potential there for sure.
So much. So much. They've set themselves up well.
Kiwi said, "Can we try to predict Phase 8? I fully believe we get a solo Scott Summers film." Bro, we were just now contemplating what's going to be the start of Phase 6. There's no way we
Right.
can contemplate Phase 8, bro. We don't even know what's happening in Phase 6, let alone Phase 7. Bro, there's no way we can contemplate that
A
far ahead,
solo
bro.
Scott. Listen, this is what I think. If I was to play that game with you, um, a solo Scott film, maybe not so or whatever. No, but I think a Summers family project. Where you got Scott, you got Jean, you got Vulcan, you got Havoc. You
Um,
know, You can bring the Summers family, Cable even. You know what I mean? You can bring all of them
Hmm.
in and do something there. I think you could do something with that. Now I know that they will. I know Storm is going to be a big focus for them when they start diving into the X-Men side of things, and she
Yeah.
should be rightfully so. But yeah, I think she's going to be a huge focus.
Honestly, I think characters that they could dive into if they want to do the solo thing is obviously Storm, but I think Nightcrawler is a really big, small
Ooh,
character that they can use. They're obviously going to want to do something with Gambit, but
yeah.
Nightcrawler, I think Nightcrawler could have his own movie, especially with all the new lore that they have attaching him to, Mystique and all these other things. You know what I mean? Like, I think they
Ooh,
could do a lot more with Nightcrawler in this day and age.
ooh, that would be
For
fire.
sure.
They could do
Yeah.
something. They could do like a little spotlight with that one. Shoot,
Ooh, that's true. That's
that'd be
true.
crazy. They could do like a little spotlight with that one. I
I
like that.
definitely forgot about the Gambit movie because that is happening. We are getting a
Yeah, that's
Gambit movie.
happening.
They've already
That's
talked
happening.
about
Yep.
that, so
Damn,
that's
skipping.
definitely that
Yep.
might be one of those untitled Marvel movies too. We
Yes.
might be.
You know,
I don't know, bro. I don't know what's about to happen, bro. I
yes,
mean,
yeah, that might be. I don't think
wait,
they'll touch
hold
Phoenix
on.
anytime
Look
soon.
at this. Look at this. Avengers Doomsday is December 18th. Avengers Secret Wars is December 17th. And then there's another untitled Marvel movie in 2028 that's also December. That could be another Avengers film since they're already keeping Avengers films in December already. So that could
Yeah,
really be the
yeah,
bookend to the entire multiverse saga in 2028.
yeah. That's true. That's true. And I think with that, I think they'll yeah, Magneto's a good one. With that, I think
Mm,
it won't be a full stop either. Like that's the problem with how Endgame ended, and that we entered the next saga. It was a full stop after
yeah.
Endgame, right? I think we talked about this before. And then all of a sudden we just kicked off with WandaVision. Even though
Mm-hmm.
like her connection was what happened to Vision in Infinity War. But like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't really like a smooth transition from there to here. It was like we stopped and then we just pick up with Wanda, who's already taken over the fucking town and done her shit. What I think
Yeah,
they'll do
true.
here is like what you said, if that could possibly being another Avengers film, they could use that as the transitional film to the new
Mm,
universe that'll lead us into everything we got. Because it's not going to be, all right, cool, here go the new universe. It's going to be some leftover ramifications, right? It's going to
mm-hmm.
be some shit. People are going to like with the Thor. We got our connective piece with Thor.
Yeah, true, true.
I think that's how we use Thor to transition in. We still have some elements that are kind of messing with us from before. We got to deal with
Mm-hmm.
that a little bit, and then we take that and move forward. I don't think it's not gonna be. They can't full stop and restart again. That's just that hurt so bad. That hurt them so bad. It hurt the fan base so bad because it was a lot for them to try to just jump into. We were
Yeah,
jumping on, but you got to transition. Sometimes you got to hold their hands a little bit, especially when
yeah.
we're coming into something as new as this. They're gonna hold a little bit of your hands a little bit longer than they did this back end here. They didn't hold your hands at all, Iron. Just say go
At
for it.
all. Literally at all. Mm-hmm. They was like, hold on, buddy.
Yeah, strap in. Arms in the cart at all times.
Mm, a Gambit, Rogue Bunny, and Clyde style film would be cool. That would be dope.
That would be fun, and I think
I
the
hope they
fans will get
bring
behind that. Yeah.
Channing back for Gambit. They definitely are.
Yeah, you can go ahead and chalk that. You
Yeah.
can chalk that. That's in there. In there.
Ooh, a Phoenix movie or a Beast movie? Okay, Phoenix, Beast, and
See,
Magneto solo movies. Those are solid.
I don't know, and that's what I was telling him before. Like, I don't know if they'll touch Phoenix for any time soon. They've had two. They're over
Mm,
two with Phoenix. They over two with that one. I don't know if I will
true.
immediately jump in with that one. But what we got with X-Men 97 with Golden Mayo, that one could that one rocked. That one rocked.
Yeah. We might
We got
even
to
just
follow up
do
with it.
a post Phoenix thing, like she's already Phoenix, and not do the whole
They
Dark
could do that
Phoenix
and not do the
saga.
whole, yeah, that would be something because
Like
she
that
had
shit's already
some,
happened, basically.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, like in X-Men 97, like they kind of like followed up on that shit, and the fallout from it was how we got
Mm-hmm.
Madeline Pryor. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I like the idea of that kind of we already
Yeah.
in the process and just kind of show her and her task as Phoenix, or like they got in the comics now, what she's doing now as Phoenix. She's like off in space, like
Mm.
saving
Yeah,
different
exactly,
planets. And
exactly.
they can do that. They can do that. So yeah, they can do that. Just you pop back in. What's up, y'all? Y'all need help? I got you. Bam, 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 bam. Fly back out. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think to like revisit the origins of the Phoenix is going to be a good idea for them.
I think a Beast series, or Spotlight could be really dope to do a lot of that world building as
Mm.
far as it goes with mutants. I think that would be a good,
That,
pretty
they can go
solid.
so many ways with Beast. Because Beast, like
Hmm.
his entire like just arc, where he's like self-loathing. He didn't like his appearance. He wanted to go back to
Mm,
normal. Then finally accepting who he was, and
yeah.
then kind of being the voice of reason that kind of turned sour and went
Hmm.
kind of the rogue route and then
Yeah.
full on villain. Like there's a lot they could do with Beast if they really wanted to. They really could go with Beast. They really could, man. He's
Yeah.
a very interesting character.
I'm so excited to see where they go from here, bro. Like, there's so many directions. We're at a crazy
Yeah,
pivot point to where they can go left, right, up, down, all these different directions. And it's just like, where do
facts,
we go?
facts, big facts.
Um, Imagine they overload us with X-Men movies and shows, and even Scarlet Witch gets annoyed giving us House of M.
I would love to see a live action House of M because that's some reality bending shit, and
Hmm.
that we can also reaffirm the power of Scarlet Witch.
Mm.
Really, really get with that. I think that would be dope to see. That would be like deep, deep X-Men saga shit. You know what I mean? You can't like kick off nothing like that. We'd have to be,
Hmm.
a couple years in on X-Men by then.
I low-key think that the Ultimate Universe comes into play in a House of M way, but it's just Franklin Richards doing it. You know what I
That's
mean?
fair. That's
Like,
fair.
hey, bro.
Because I mean, sure, it could be Franklin, it could be Legion, it could be Scarlet Witch. Like, I mean, all of that's possible with these. Now that they got these characters that literally can bend reality to their will,
Hmm.
that's fire.
You literally never know where they can go. First Steps is going to literally be the Rise of Silver Surfer, but better. Yeah, I mean, essentially,
But better. Not wrong. You're not
he's
wrong.
not going to be a fart cloud for sure.
Uh, yeah, that shit still upsets me to this day, man. That's what we got. That's what y'all. Oh, oh man. Whatever. We're past that. We're past that,
Q
y'all.
said, I
We're
forget about
2025.
Marvel Spotlight. We have Man Thing and Werewolf by Night. Yep, very true. Probably going to see them in Midnight Suns.
Yep. Think about it, we basically got the roster already.
Hmm.
We got Blade out here. We got Elsa Blessed on out here. We got Werewolf by Night. We got Man Thing. We got all of them. We got all of them. We got Strange out here too. We still got Punisher. Punisher was part of them too for a bit too.
Hmm.
Moon Knight's out. I mean,
I was
yeah,
going to
Moon
say
Knight's
Moon
out here.
Knight if they want to go
You know what
that
I mean?
way.
They could do Strange or Wong, either one really. You know,
Literally.
so
True, true, true.
um, again, there's a lot of they basically we have that roster already. They just got to bring them together.
Which kid are Reed and Sue having in this movie? Oh, it's definitely
It's Franklin.
Franklin.
It's Franklin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Franklin's super important. You'll see the importance because we all know that Franklin is like a powerful motherfucker, basically. And
Franklin
they're not the
is
only ones who
Scarlet Witch on steroids times 10, maxed out to the extreme Super Saiyan 7. Like,
Yeah,
bruh's
yeah,
not to be trifled with. Like, bro is
yeah.
not a
Like
joke.
watch yourself with Franklin, dog. I mean
We've
He's
literally
really that
seen
dude.
no one on that level.
No, at all. At all. And there's several points in the comics where they confirm Franklin is the most powerful being all of Marvel. They've even
Mm-hmm.
nerfed him at this point.
And he's
Even
still
in the
strong as
comics, they
shit.
nerfed him in the Fantastic Four comic. They took his power away, but we just found out that it's just latent. It's not even gone for real.
Mm.
So they left themselves an end to bring him back to full strength. But they had taken his power from him for a very for quite a bit because they thought he was a mutant at first. And
Mm.
right when the X-Men and Professor X decided they were going to move to Krakoa and become a sovereign nation, they pulled up on Franklin to try to
Mm.
figure out what was going on with his powers, and they were like, that's when they confirmed that he wasn't a mutant. And Professor X basically said, "I can't help you because you're not a mutant, and I'm not gonna help humans." So that's when we found out he wasn't a mutant. Yeah, Professor X is an asshole, y'all.
Yeah,
Just
bro,
so
be
y'all know that.
tripping.
And he's not British. Putting that out there too. You can that's real life. The only reason he's portrayed as British is because Patrick Stewart, that motherfucker is a New Yorker,
The
y'all.
way you said that shit is crazy. And he's
That
not
man is from
British. Like,
upstate New York, dog. He's upstate New York, fam.
that's
He
hella
went to he
funny.
went to study at Oxford. All right. But he's upstate New York, born and raised, y'all. Like I love Patrick Stewart. He is Professor X for everyone,
Yeah.
literally our entire thing. But y'all being for real, Professor X is not no fucking British man. All right, to burst your bubble.
That's comedy.
Like even in the cartoon, bro, he don't got no British accent.
Ooh, good point. Damn, that's a good point. Um. Okay, we gotta. I think we can take. We'll wrap it up here in a little while. We've been chopping it up for a minute.
Hey, we be cooking. We be cooking.
Yeah, we'll probably chat for a couple more minutes, maybe about 10 more minutes, and then we'll get on up out of here, y'all. So ask your last couple of questions, and we'll get to those for sure. Terrell said, didn't Reed put a mental block on Franklin's powers because he was that OP?
Yeah, he did, and that shit didn't last. But yeah, like Franklin is he's so ridiculously powerful. Like they've done so many things to like kind of bring it down on scale, and they just keep coming back to how ridiculous he is.
That's like funny. Bro, so powerful that he just
Yeah, I mean,
breaks
like
it.
bro became Galactus at one point. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
Franklin was Galactus at one point. You know what I'm saying? He was controlling Galactus. Like, for shit.
damn.
Yeah, that's that motherfucker dangerous, dog.
They really have a chance to go crazy with this new era and like just setting up everything from right here at this point with all this multiverse shit and yeah, they could set up
Facts.
something crazy, bro.
Facts. They got a lot they can run with. Really, I think we said this before. Like, if you think about it, they've only scratched the surface on what they can really do.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted to, they could do just Fantastic Four and X-Men for 10 years. Just
Facts
those
though.
two. They could
That's
literally
so
just pick
true.
one of those two and do it for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
They really could. So they got a lot that they're setting set up for. I'm really interested to see where they go with the horror side, with the like we were talking about earlier, with Midnight Suns, Strange
Mm-hmm.
Academy, how far we get into Mephisto and his realm, and the
Mm-hmm.
story of Damnation, where Mephisto leaves his throne of hell to take over Las Vegas, turns the Avengers to Ghost
Mm-hmm.
Rider, basically, and then Johnny Blaze becomes the king of hell, and they boot Mephisto from hell. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot of crazy stuff. There's a lot of crazy stuff that they can do with just Mephisto, really. So listen, man, if they do this right, and it looks like in hindsight, in that article, Kevin was kind of looking back and seeing what didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
If they really do this the right way, they have a lot of potential. They can make a lot of money, and they won't struggle as they're struggling. But they are.
Okay, so one of my last questions, bro. Who do you think is our next Thanos after this? Who do you think is our
After
next
Doom,
big bad?
our next big bad. After okay, once we get done with Doom, who could we set up? I honestly think they could give Ultron another run.
Oh,
You could give
okay.
Ultron a proper run, especially
Okay.
with the champion,
Oh,
especially with champions on the way. He could be their Thanos.
yeah, that's
He really
very
could.
true. That's very true.
I would like to see them give Ultron his proper just since we know he's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring him back. Let's really do it right.
Hmm.
Let that man cook.
Damn. Now you cook with that. I would like to see that a lot.
That's dope, man. I need like
I would like to see like if we do go the mutant route, I would like to see Apocalypse really get a good run. I would like to see Apocalypse get a good run,
a
not just
proper
one
apocalypse
movie,
run.
like
Oh
a
man,
proper built up Apocalypse. I mean, they're building
yeah, that needs a trilogy.
Apocalypse in X-Men 97 right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he about to get a whole season. He about to get a whole
exactly,
season.
exactly.
Yeah, we need more than just a no. We need like a whole trilogy of apocalypse getting. Yeah, we need that. That's a good one.
Yeah, bro.
That's a good one. Ooh, that's a good one. Apocalypse, like they could do with apocalypse.
Bruh.
You can do a whole saga of you write a whole saga of apocalypse. We can
Mm-hmm.
go Age of Apocalypse if we wanted to, where he takes over. We could do that.
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
Easily, bro.
they ain't
Ooh,
got because they're not gonna win.
Tristan said
They're not gonna
Annihilus is
win.
my top choice after Doom.
That's coming.
Ah,
That's coming. That's coming.
Annihilus is dope.
That's coming.
Let's
That's
do
why
it.
that's when I said Nova, that's where we're going with that one. And that's gonna be
Mm.
Nova, Fantastic Four, the new Guardians of the Galaxy, um,
Oh.
some of the Eternals, like
Hmm.
Star Fox and Pip the Troll,
It's gonna be
all
the
of that.
Cosmo Avengers.
Yeah, that's all Cosmo. Yeah, that's all cosmic shit right there. So yeah, you
Uh-huh.
get all of that. So good pull right there. We heading in that direction.
Oh, okay. Terrell says Kevin Feige recently said that Spider-Man: Brand New Day will be the first proper movie in of Peter being Spider-Man. He also said that they're planning to use different comic panel covers for the movie.
Yep, yep.
Mm.
That was the second part of the article that we didn't cover, but yeah, that's in there. So again, like since they said that's something to look forward to with Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
It, I mean, we actually get to see Spider-Man like in New York, right, and not in
Yeah.
space. Really neighborhood Spider-Man, man. He ain't even been in nobody's neighborhood yet. Nigga been in space the whole time.
Facts though.
So that man jumped in the middle of a freaking civil war and then had to go to space immediately after. Let
And
my
then he was
man
like
breathe. He gotta
around the
go to school,
world.
bro. Yeah, he gotta go to school, bro. Like let my man breathe. He got college.
Mm-hmm.
I get a degree, dog.
I would like to see that. I would like to see
Yeah,
all
so
of that.
that'll be fun. We get a lot of more of the street level villains and stuff. We get to see kind of, and this is where we've been chatting earlier about how um Hawkeye, Daredevil, with all that whole underground crime scene will connect with Spider-Man. Now we can get that because
Mm-hmm.
we're staying in the streets, so to speak, right? We can get kind of like that fallout of the Devil's Reign game war and all that can now come to Spider-Man. So we can get all of that and then still, dip into the multiverse side. But we want to see Spider-Man take on his villains. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Not everybody else will.
Very true. Very true. Who do you guys think Sadie Sink is playing?
All right. One of two people in my book. Firestar, which is a mutant. Talked about mutants. Okay, and that sets up one third, I guess, of 2/3 of Spidey and his amazing friends with
The speed,
Spider-Man,
the vampire
Firestar,
speedster.
and Iceman. So we can get that. or and this wouldn't come to I guess towards the end of the film since multiverse, but Mayday Parker.
Mm.
Yeah. But that obviously would not be from him because he don't have no kids. But we know what McGuire does. His Spider-Man got a kid.
That's true.
So yeah, I think one of those two. I think one of
That's
those two.
actually hella true. Phoenix could absolutely be a villain. Oh, that's true.
We need that. That's the part. That's the part of Phoenix we haven't seen. Basically, like we've seen her
Yeah.
become Phoenix, and kind of that's it, right? Like she loses control, becomes Phoenix. She starts her descent into Phoenix, becomes Phoenix. She loses control. Oh no! And then the end. Right? We've never seen her actually, actually terrorize everyone, and mainly the X-Men. We haven't seen that, so she absolutely could be Dark Phoenix. We never got like a proper Dark Phoenix as Dark Phoenix. We just seen her turn into it. And we just got to deal with her turning into it, but it's not really completely her fault. She's still kind of trying to balance and deal with it.
Yeah.
We ain't gotten to the point where she's like full on taking over from the entity, the cosmic being that is the Phoenix Force. We haven't seen that.
Facts.
Yeah, I get with that. Cooking Kirby.
I see a lot of people saying, basically Toby's daughter. She's Toby's daughter. That's dope.
Yep, yep.
Marvel Cuphead. I guess it could be the one of the last questions here. What's your thoughts on if Galactus dies in this film?
I mean, we kind of covered it with Marisu
Yeah.
asking that question. What if the Fantastic Four beats Galactus? And what I said was that is a huge problem because Galactus is a cosmic force of balance in the universe. Like him being who he is essential to the survival of the entire universe, not just Fantastic Four's universe. So him being defeated or dying basically causes the collapse of everything around him because now the balance of the universe is thrown off. We could even harken back to Thanos' idea of balance because that's literally what this
Mm-hmm.
is cosmic balance, just a bigger scale than what Thanos was talking about, even bigger than him snapping the universe in half. And that's manual. This was a cosmic thing that has to happen. Like there are forces of nature that are essential for nature to continue being nature, and that is what
Mm-hmm.
Galactus is. So without him, it completely destroys everything.
Yeah. And that'll be crazy if that happens. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for this movie, bro. Literally this week, yo. The countdown is
What's today?
starting, yo.
Sunday?
It is
Born on
Sunday.
Thursday. 4 days
Yep,
away.
same.
4 days away, y'all.
Thursday, bro.
4
We
days
gonna be.
away.
I'm
Oh,
pumped.
dude. Uh,
All right, bro. Final thoughts, bro. What are your final thoughts about? We basically been talking about Fantastic Four, the future of the MCU. What are some of your final
yeah,
thoughts on that, brother?
yeah. The future looks bright. The future
Mm.
looks bright. I'm expecting some pretty epic stuff here in Fantastic Four. Um, I'm expecting basically Fantastic Four to lose in so many words.
Mm.
And you don't defeat Galactus. You just don't. You just don't. There's gonna be, we gotta find out why there was a Fantastic Four ship
Mm.
in the Thunderbolts post credit scene. You know what I mean? I think we,
Yeah.
we we get an inkling of what's the reason is here. So I'm expecting some epic stuff. I'm not expecting a happy, jolly, good time like we got with Superman.
Uh-oh.
I'm expecting like, oh shit, it's a problem. I'm
Oh my
expecting
God,
dark and
people are
gloomy.
dying. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, who's
Oh my gosh,
just
everyone
gonna
they're
sit
trying
there?
to save is dying in front of them. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
like the whole world is doomed. Like that's what I'm looking forward to here. That sounds crazy, but like, I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of how this film was built up. You know what I mean? It's not like a family fun type thing. Like it's a family
Uh-uh.
film because it's a film about the family. But like it ain't like I can't even.
Nah, all hope is lost, my boy. And I can't wait to see that. Yeah, I'm excited for Fantastic Four this week. We have 4 days till it. You know, Galactus is definitely going to be amazing. I think they're going to be doing some crazy setting up for what's to come in the future. I'm excited for this post-credit scene, whatever it may be. I think we get 2 post-credit scenes in this movie. I'm excited for both of them. So make sure you guys stay. And next week on Sunday, we'll be right back here talking about it yet again. You guys will be able to check out the review. You guys will be able to check out everything here on the channel. So make sure you tune in if you haven't already. Make sure you like the video if you like the video, because it helps out tremendously around these parts. You can also follow the channel on all platforms at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. You can follow my boy Mike Beasy on all platforms at Music City Soul to stay up to date with everything he's doing over there. You can follow me at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with everything I'm doing over here. And yeah, man, Beasy, I appreciate you, brother, for being here with me on yet another Cage update this week, bro. You feel me?
Sir, yes, sir. Appreciate you having me, man. Do this every week, every Sunday. Like I said,
Oh
next
yeah.
Sunday, man, we're going full F4, buddy.
Full
Full F4.
spoilers, bro. Full
Full spoilers.
spoilers.
You
Full
better see it.
everything, bro.
Don't pull up
Yeah.
to the channel if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, don't
That's
pull
on
up
you.
if you ain't seen it, bro. The only thing you gonna be able to watch is the review, that initial review. You can watch that video, but don't pull up to the live because
That's it.
we gonna be spoiling everything.
Man, we're going with it, man. Might give y'all a few minutes off top, but then we're going out the gate.
Bro. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, man, and I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their day. Beezy, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Chat, I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in. I hope y'all have a good one. And like I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior.
If you guys would like to support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan.
Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties.
We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update,
And on today's pop culture news update,
on today's pop culture news update,